What's going on, man? What's going on, Shouty? What's going on, Shouty? I didn't realize how tired I was. Okay, seems to be from the storm. A little shoddy. A little shoddy. I know, looking a little. Let me see how I look on the phone. Okay, I'm looking good on the phone. Looking good on the phone. What's up, Caliber? I may have you come on and say your opinion on this one right here, man. May have your opinion. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my merch, man. Rocking my merch because the podcast is about to come back in full swing. I let buyers check it out. Spotify, YouTube, wherever, blah, blah, blah. Wherever they play podcasts. Me and my partner Desi podcast is on there, and we got new episodes that's going to start airing next week. Next week, man. Oh, you in the A now? You finally made that move down, man. That's what's up, my boy. I just got back. Tell y'all, man, I just got back to the A last night. I will never, ever, I will never talk trash again. I would never talk trash again on an airplane, man. I was talking trash like, yo, if I'm ever on the plane and it crash, I'm going in the bathroom. I don't want to hear all these people hollering. Yo, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Your boy been upstate. Uh, I went to Connecticut and New York and just got back. So your boy been upstate. I got back late last night. I got back and I didn't know it was a wind rainstorm in Atlanta, Georgia. So that plane, this was the worst turbulence I had, the worst landing I had. My asshole was tight as hell. I thought I was gonna die. You ever been that person on the plane where you looking all around like, how in the world everybody normal? You don't never. It was so scary last night. Then it was the first time I ever in my life parked at the airport. I never park at the airport. I always park like you get one of those shuttles that take you to parking places around the airport that's way cheaper. This time, since the company was paying, I parked at the airport. But it was so hard trying to remember where my car was. I was so frustrated. I was running around the airport like George on Seinfeld. I couldn't find my car, so some lady was like, "Come in, baby, let me help you." Somebody had to help me find my car. I finally get out. Then it's late at night. I can't go home. I got to go pick up my dogs. You know what I'm saying? And I not just pick them. It's a rainstorm. I got to get both of my dogs. I got to get the dog cage in the hole called a crate. And it was bad, bro. So your boy got home, got comfortable, and then I saw that Saint and Sinner actually debated Destiny. I watched as much as I could. I went to sleep. I woke up and finished it this morning. And I was like, yo, I gotta give my opinion on this right here. So I have watched this. I think you guys are gonna find this entertaining. And for people who don't know, I'm gonna give you a little background on them and how I felt about each guy prior to watching them go against each other. And I like it because we can look at the art of war, and everything that encompasses what a debate is. I really don't like saying the word debate because it's not a real debate. What we be calling on YouTube a real debate would never be on someone's channel. It would be on a neutral party's channel that's mediating between two other people. That's a real debate. And when you watch what happens in this, you're going to understand why a real debate requires a neutral platform to go on. Because when you go on someone else's channel, you give them all the power to do whatever they want to with you if they're not a genuine person. But without further ado, let's get into this, man. I think y'all gonna find this very interesting, man. This is crazy. And then Caliber, man, I'm gonna give you hit me up or jump on here a little later, and I think you do got my phone number, but if not, I'll put my phone number in the private chat that you can hit me up, man. But I hope everything going for you and your fam and y'all move down here to the ATL, shout it. Hey, let's be honest. One more thing before I get this show on the road. We would be undefeated right now if y'all hadn't re-scrambled our quarterback's brain. Let's be honest. We would be in Miami. Miami would be undefeated right now, bruh. Tua got his brain back, bruh. Tua got his brain back. All right, I had to get that off my chest, bruh. Let me share. I already got it. So a quick review. Wait, what channel is on Red Pill? Okay, quick review. I'm gonna wait till they come on the screen, and then I'll give y'all a quick review. Do I want this in theater mode? What happened if I put this in theater mode? What will it do? It'll just cover most of the screen. I guess that's cool.
Hey there, Destiny. How are you?
Hey, pretty good.
All right. Okay, let me get y'all. Why is my mic way over here, bro? There we go. Let me look professional now. Let me get my mic ready. That's what she said. So the saint in the center is the black guy. This is just my opinion on both men before they start. I think both of these guys are intelligent. In my opinion, I'm gonna get into that later. But when I look at the saint in the center, I look at a man who is eager to debate with the point to humiliate the person. He's on some savagery shit. He is there to demean you in any way, but he, in the past, because I didn't like the way this was going. In the past, what I saw him do, he would stick to a subject. He would stick to a subject. He would add the best of both worlds, being extremely mean, being foul, but also at the same time being detailed enough to critique your points, which is what I care about. I don't care about the other shit. I'm great at both of them. But I would say the difference between me and Saint in the center, I go into a conversation ready to just have a conversation with you because I so believe in my points that I don't want you to be able to run away from anything I got to say. So I'm not going to put you down or give any ad hominem attacks or anything, because I want you to stick directly to the subject that we're talking about. And I feel like anything else I say could throw it in the way, which is going to happen at the first beginning of this. It's going to take them a while to debate because of the things that Saint Innocent is going to do. Destiny is an extreme veteran at having these kind of conversations with not only one person, but he'll have a lot of people on his page. I don't have an issue with either guy. I don't follow a lot of the things the Saint in the Center believe, but I try to learn from everybody. What I will learn from Saint in the Center is the man is spot on when he's talking about anything on health. Even when he's cruel and calling you fat and saying these things to put you down, you move that out of the way. What he's saying about longevity in life and taking care of your body and stuff, that's real. You can't take that from the Saint in the Center. Again, I try to learn from everybody. He has mastered the art of war. I'm just at my age where I don't feel like I need to use the art of war because I don't have an agenda to win something. I actually just want to have a conversation with someone who I may disagree with and either come from that learning something new and making my opinion more valid, or I'll leave the conversation knowing that how I already felt was valid in the first place. But I don't have a reason, even though I strategically know the art of war, I don't have a reason to come on here and try to use it unless I don't like somebody because of what they did to me personally, and I'm just only there to destroy. That's rare in a lot of occasions, but I'm good at it when I do it. Destiny, there are some things that he speaks on that I think that he needs to do a little bit more research on, as we did in my last video. But for the most part, he is there to have the conversation and answer anything that may come up. But because he is such a veteran, you got to understand your opponent or whoever you think you're going against. Like, I would never try to put Destiny down because he just strikes me as a person that has seen it all and done it all. And the amount of energy it would take to get him razzled would be so exhausting to do. That, and it's not for what? What's the purpose in putting all that energy and effort and trying to get him roused up when he is there and he will answer any question and he will have a conversation with you. So some of the things he says I do not agree with, but I would feel more comfortable going on Destiny's platform to have a conversation than I would of Saint and Center, because of the tactics the Saint and Center uses. Not in the insults. I can handle any insult. And it's not on an actual debate of a topic. I can do that with anybody. It just would be like the things that he do, such as I would never mute somebody on my channel. The only way I would mute you would be if you're screaming. because we're not getting anywhere if you're screaming and you're just loud screaming like, okay, after I give you lots of warning. But he's going to do some foul stuff on here that you guys going to see. So that's the background of both guys. Without further ado, let's let the cringiness begin.
Talking about my school? Is that what was going on in here?
We're just warming up. We wanted to get some background on you because there was a funny thing going on the internet. Your fanatics.
One quick thing, this won't be long because you guys are going to be confused. The box at the top right of the screen where you see two men side by side, that is the Saint and Sinners YouTube channel. The entire screen that you're watching is Destiny's channel. So Destiny is a guest on the Saint and Sinners channel at that top right. And while he's a guest on his channel, he is watching it and displaying his entire channel at the same time. All right, it was a little confusing, but I've been on YouTube. I easily got it.
They diluted.
So by the way, if you want to think if someone won, to me, it's not about who wins or loses. The reason we were able to watch this is because it's on Destiny's channel. The Saint and Sinner called him over to embarrass him, but for some reason, the Saint and Sinner has taken his video down or made it private as of this recording, this live recording right now. So you take that for whatever it's worth.
Themselves into thinking that you're brighter than you are. You see, because you have a history of debating internet personalities who probably, similar to yourself, lack experience and sophistication. And so now you're about to get exposed. And I said, before we go in, let's take a little bit of background on who the guy is. And we saw in your own bio, you're making excuses for why you didn't complete a basic degree, a very easy degree at a third-tier university. Brain's moving slow. He's befuddled already. He's befuddled.
Yeah. Okay. Here. So wait, just real quick, Chief. Okay. What kind of convo do you want to have here?
Throw him a lifeline. Let's do two things. Number one.
That's what I like about the Saint and Sinner. And again, these are like tactics for minimalizing your opponent. If you are trying to do the art of war, if you don't have a genuine cause to come and have a conversation, like what he's doing right now, the finger up, and he's saying, number one, he's setting the tone and the rules, so he's showing dominance by taking full control. I think that the reason he's able to do this easy against Destiny, because Destiny honestly don't give a fuck about shit like this. He's not there to try to destroy or win a debate. He just don't even care. He'll answer any question you have. So this is something that the Saint and Sinner would feel comfortable, like, okay, I'm in control right now. I'm quote unquote winning if I can do this and set the parameters and set the tone. There's another great thing that the Saint and Sinner do. If someone does get loud, I think it's great. I've never seen people shout, and Saint and Sinner would just go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the other person be quiet. I'm like, holy shit, like that's some good shit, from a guy who words and beliefs I do not wholeheartedly believe in, but that's a tactic that I noticed. I wouldn't use it because, again, I don't care about trying to win. I just want to have a conversation. Also, to a breakdown, instead of them going in directly into the topics they want to go into, Saint and Sinner wants to break down every part of Destiny as an adult, as a man, because he feels like if I can destroy your reputation before we even begin onto a topic, if I can do that, then I already have the upper hand. So he wants to attack him for having no degree. He's going to try to attack him on his personal relationship, failed marriages and stuff. And then I'll come on here and show you why that stuff really don't matter.
Let's go through and start with a little bit of an interview so we can get familiar with you.
Yeah, go for it. Okay.
We'll share a couple of questions, get familiar with you. And then we'll do the thing that you did on your stream, which is you played my content at length. So we'll play a couple clips of yours, and then we'll discuss it and react to it. And then if you want to get into any other political items, we can do that. But you'll notice that the title of this stream is twofold. Number one, it states that you're racist. And the funny thing is I almost never use this term. I think it's overused, and mostly people are lying, and they're using that as an excuse to explain why they personally are losers. But in your case, you expose yourself. So we'll review that piece. And then there's a second thing you...
But it's funny to me, like it doesn't matter, like even if you do, okay, this is what we're going to discuss. You're a racist and you're this, and we're going to that. But he interjects at every second an insult. continuously flowing. You're a loser. You're this right here while saying these things. But you know that would have impressed me back in the day, but I'm sort of like Destiny. I done been through so many fucking debates and arguments and disagreements and shit online and on YouTube and stuff. That shit don't impress me no more. I'm more like how Destiny is now. He just sitting shit like, all right, my nigga, I already heard all this shit. When we gonna get to the actual viewpoint so I can defend myself or give my opinion? So that I see what he's doing, and sometimes you have to go. It's not what you think, John. I know you think this stuff don't matter, but we have an audience who this stuff may be new to. So I'm not at the point where Destiny is now where he don't give any fucks at all. I'm going to give fucks to rebuttal all of these little things that the Saint and Sinner would say about me.
You did, which is an abuse of language. And I find it to be very disgusting and dangerous. And you use this term homophobia, which actually doesn't really exist in real life. It's something that the left often does. You guys like to create words, and then you like to instrumentalize words and also pseudoscience to achieve your ends. And so we're going to discuss this concept of homophobia. And then, you know, if you want to add on anything on the back end, oh, fantastic. How's that sound?
It sounds good. I'm used to really emotional people lashing out, calling me racist, and I'm used to really emotional people being homophobic when they have nothing else to say. So
you can tell that the Saint and Sinner is like he teaches, because and he's also involved in sales, because what you learn in sales is that a person trusts themselves before they trust you. So instead of you saying something, you want to get the person to say it. So if I was selling vacuums, instead of me telling them how your vacuum you have now isn't working and your carpet is messed up, I could just show them like you see that spot right there, or do you see that spot right there, and you want to get them to reply, yeah, like, so I'm like, would you agree that the vacuum you have isn't working now? Because if I just told him the vacuum you have isn't working now, he looking at me as a salesman. But if I can get him to say that his vacuum isn't working right now, you know, it's going to make my sale more easy. So after the Saint and Sinner finishes what he's saying, he goes back and he asks him, would you agree upon this right here? That's just sales 101.
Yeah, wherever you want to go, we can go wherever you want. What I'm curious on the school thing. Wait, so why do you think I quit school?
You wrote that you quit school, and your website, let's confirm, your website is destiny.gg. Is that you?
That's me.
Okay. And your website, it reads, quote, I went to the University of Nebraska at Omaha. And before we carry on, we're both clear that this is a third tier university. This is a very low ranking university, right?
It's a state school in my state. I didn't have money to go to a private school.
Can we just keep it real and say that this is like Shitville University? Can we just like not lie about that, or are we going to pretend?
Well, no. So I would say to people that I highly recommend going to state schools if they serve the purpose that you have. I think it's really stupid to take on a whole bunch of. Well, excuse me, sir. Let me finish my answer. Right. I recommend people do state schools because why would I go to a university?
Can we agree that it's a low-tier university?
Yeah, it's a low-tier university, but I'm going for a music degree. There's no point unless I'm going to.
That is something that the Saint and Sinner loves to do too. He wants you to agree. You see the big smile on his face? I got him to agree. I got it to come out of his mouth that he went to a low-tier university. But I'm going to show you where I think the Saint and Sinner is wrong and Destiny is right in this next part right here.
Berkeley or Juilliard, it's not going to matter as long as the studio is good. Really doesn't matter what school you go to, right? You understand that like a music performance degree from another state school doesn't matter. For music performance, the only thing that matters.
No, where you go to school. That's why, like, for example, Barack Obama went to Harvard. That helped him a great deal in pursuing the presidency.
So this is what I always teach you guys on my channel. The person that wants to be most generic is often wrong. The person that's more detailed is often right. Why would you not want to be detailed if you believe what you believe? So if we look at what both men are saying right here, Saint and Sinner is saying that the school you go to does matter. That's generic. Destiny is saying more specific. Yeah, like Barack Obama, you're talking about the president of the United States. Of course, it would matter if you went to Harvard or Yale or something like that. But we're talking about for a music degree. So being that detail, I want to focus in on the detail, what he's saying, and see, do I agree with the detail? I don't need to go to a general premise when I have something detailed in my face I can debate. And Saint and Sinner's not debating the detailed portion about music. It's such as like I have a creative writing degree from Full Sail University, right? You can come and say Full Sail University is a shit pay for profit school or whatever. But like all your movies in Hollywood, you go like all the engineers, the writers, every part of Hollywood, they want people from Full Sail, and mostly all the Grammys are engineered by people who graduate from Full Sail. So whereas the Saint and Sinner would be correct on a general premise, if you talking about that, then now Full Sail is not just some third-rate school or whatever. It's a great school if you want plans to go into Hollywood and you plan to get into filmmaking. And Destiny is right on this detailed portion. It really don't matter where you get your degree at when it goes from school. They're looking at where you did your intern, where did you engineer? Did you go down to Miami, Florida, where I forget the guy named mastered and mixed Justin Timberlake 2020 album, or did you go to Hollywood, or did you work to Dr. Dre? Like most of those things matter more important than the actual school you got your music degree from. So again, I always look at who is most detailed and who refuses to be more detailed. Why would not the Saint and Sinner debate the music portion instead of changing it back to overall and in general?
Do you think that the school that you graduate from
indicate your pedigree?
Well, I'm just curious. Do you think the school you graduate from with a music performance degree, do you think that's going to mean anything when you go to apply for?
Don't change the subject.
I'm asking you. I just want to hear it. Are we here to have a conversation? Or are you just trying to do a hit piece, dude?
1 second, my dear boy. I just want to see if you're living on the planet Earth. I'm
trying to have a conversation with you, but you're just trying to do a hit piece. I'm not emotional at all, but I'm not going to sit here and let you like drag me around in the conversation if you don't have a real talk.
It's okay to acknowledge that.
It's going to be a boring talk. It could actually be entertaining and engaging too. Like we have the ability right now to have an interesting talk.
Calm down.
I'm super calm. Calm right now, dude. I don't know if you know what it sounds like when somebody's excited, but this ain't it.
Calm down. Just relax real quick. I'm just asking you to find out if you're on plan.
I'll go back. I know where I started from. So what I was saying when I was muted was I agree with what Destiny is saying. Like this is an opportunity for us to have a great conversation with each other. And if you really believe in yourself, then why not just go into the topics that you disagree with instead of adding all this extra stuff, unless the intent is to be polarizing in order to just, gain a bigger fan base. Now, I'm not accusing the man of saying that's what he does. Only the Saint and Sinner knows what's in his mind. I'm just saying that if that was his reasoning, then I can understand he's being this way. But if you really believe in yourself and the topics at hand that you're discussing, there is no reason to do this. It doesn't impress me at all. As a matter of fact, this is it. He may think that he's being unique, and maybe he is to some of these younger people, but I've seen this so many times. Is quite unoriginal, and it could be boring because right now I'm just waiting for you to get to the topic because I think Saint and Sinner is intelligent. I think Destiny is intelligent. So I would love to see them have discuss their stuff. But if he keeps playing about this way, all he doing is wasting time. Unless his goal is to be polarizing, then I can kind of understand where he's coming from, even though I disagree.
Planet Earth.
I'm definitely on planet Earth. Yeah, for sure.
Say you asked me, you said, Marquette, you went to, if I were you, said, Marquette, you went to University of Nebraska. at Omaha. Is that a low tier university? I would say it absolutely is a low tier university. It's very clear by the rankings on U.S. News and World Report. It's clearly low tier, and I went there to save money, or I went there because of this. But I wouldn't start giving long, verbose explanations, because that's just an indicator of insecurity. And what's more, you shouldn't try to defend it because you didn't even.
This is what I don't understand about the Saint Center, right? His point is, I want to prove out that you went to a low college and you didn't go one better than me. And his reasoning for saying that he wants to show that Destiny went to a lower college and didn't go to one as good as the college that he went to is because he's saying that he's in a position that no audience should listen to him. Well, this is what I would have said to Saint Center. I would have said, yes. I would have hurry up and say, yeah, I went to a lower college, because, I mean, you look at the rankings, that is a fact. But because it doesn't matter, I just want to get that out of the way so I can break down this point. Why would it matter if I graduated from a lower college or if I graduated from Harvard in fucking music, man? If my channel isn't about music, we're debating politics and other big things that has nothing in what I have a degree in, or he has a degree in. So, like, why would that even matter? It's really an ad hominem attack. It's like saying someone who's overweight can't teach you about health. They can, in fact, teach you everything about health. They may just not be following their own advice, but instead of telling them that they're overweight, so you can't teach me about health, I want to look at what the overweight person is saying about health and judge the merit of their argument. And if the argument is sound and cool, if not, I will break that down. Remember, the more detailed a person want to be, the more truthful they are. When someone wants to be more generic, the more I'm like looking at you funny. So like this whole thing doesn't make sense unless he's trying to impress like younger people. Like at the end of the day, people watching this are going to listen to you, whether you got a degree or not. So
get a degree, you dropped out. You're a college dropout. So just say that I dropped out. I couldn't hack it. That's all I'm saying. So you don't have to get angry and defensive.
Okay, sure. So the actual answer is that like different universities are good for different.
Another tactic he's going to keep using is to, if I assume and say it, then it must be true. As you can clearly see, he said you don't have to get defensive and angry. Destiny has not been defensive and angry. But as a tactic, like I'm saying, the art of war, I just keep saying, just keep throwing that out there. If I keep throwing that out there, at least I get more and more of the audience to believe this right here. When again, all of this shit is just wasting time because we want to hear you guys debate, and you keep throwing up this shit that is useless. It just, I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
Purposes for a music performance degree, as long as the studio is good, you go to the studio. In terms of overall rankings of university, yeah, it's probably a really low ranked university. It's the UNO. It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, but I'm not going to pay out the ass to go to a state school, or actually go to like a private school somewhere else. Yeah. But what's your
longest possible explanation?
So do you have any idea how insecure you have to be to look up the ranking of the school that I went to?
Possible explanation you could ever give to someone. Okay. Can you agree that it's
all right? Go for it. What's your? Hit me up with your next question, dude.
To do a test to see if we're on plan.
Yo, type a 1 if you can hear me, because I turned my mic off to hit my vape, but the mic is on right now, so everybody should be able to hear me. Let me go into my settings, my audio settings. Yeah, my mic is on, green light. So you're either behind on the stream and trying to catch up, or you're either behind on the stream and trying to catch up, or you might want to check your settings. Yeah, people can hear me now. All right, let me play it.
Planet Earth together, but you're defensive and you're insecure.
Gotcha.
You see, Achilles says finally took him 5 minutes to answer that. Right. I asked you a simple yes or no question, and then you got to give me a long story.
Well, I'm not going to let you jerk me around in the conversation, right? Like, what would be
please. No, not the sexual stuff. Come on, man. Like, it's early.
Yikes, bro. Yikes. Dude, you think about other dudes' dicks more than I do. That's really weird. But if that's how you swing, bro, that's cool. I've seen a lot of homophobic people that secretly want to suck a dick. And if that's what you're after,
I hear you. It's possible if we could try to avoid using that word.
Okay. As long as you stop making the sexual jokes, I'm cool for it too. All right.
I actually didn't. You're the first person to say anything that was homoerotic, but that's fine. That's fine.
If that eroticized you, my dude, that says way more about you than it does about me. But keep going. Okay.
Anyways, on your bio,
yeah.
On your bio on your website, it reads, I went to the University of Nebraska at Omaha and majored in music performance, but eventually dropped out due to conflict with work at the time. I feel like that's one of those things where I'm like, bro, like, first off, if you didn't get a degree, there's no need to even list that. That's like me saying, like, I went to the mall, walked in the Gucci store, and left. It's like you didn't buy anything while you were there. That doesn't need to be a part of the narrative. It's almost like irrelevant.
One of the funniest things is when I was I didn't finish to get my master's in English and creative writing. It doesn't matter why I didn't get it. I mean, I had a baby, but me having a baby is, I mean, I could have went back after I had a baby. My baby's 6 years old now, so I could have went back. So why I didn't get it is irrelevant. But just to break down his point where he's saying, like, you can only put sections of your life up. You can put high school or bachelor's or this, you can't put in between. You can't say I went to this college unless you got a degree. That's absurd. I do remember when getting my master's, one thing I did finish and I blew the whole class out was in the poetry portion of that class. So I didn't get my master's, but I finished the poetry portion of it. There was nothing else to do in poetry to get my master's. So what that means that because I didn't finish other subjects, I can't not speak on poetry. All of these things are just fallacies to try to break a man down prior to having a debate. But if you really believe in your talking points, you really believe in yourself, why break someone down? There are fighters that, like, they do these things to get a mental edge on their opponent before the fight starts. I would never do that. I don't want to have a mental edge over you. I want to destroy you at your best because I really believe in myself that firmly. I don't need no anything extra flavor and no ad hominems, no fallacy. I so strongly believe in what I'm about to say when I go against you that I want you at your best. I want people to find you credible, because if you paint Destiny to be this foul of a human being before you even began, where are you gonna get your kudos from? Of course you will beat somebody this way. You come from some prestigious school. He come from some low grade school is what you want the audience to believe. So you get more kudos. You get more kudos on a person if you build them up. And as you build them up to be so great, you then destroy them. That's just me, though.
Do you think I didn't take any classes while I was at? Wait, do you think I didn't take any classes at school?
What's that?
Do you think I didn't take any classes while I was there?
You don't go on LinkedIn and list a school with an incomplete degree.
I'm not on. That's not. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Is my website LinkedIn?
Number one.
Wait, no. I'm just a question. Just a question. Is my website LinkedIn?
The reason
is my website LinkedIn? Is my website LinkedIn? Can you answer a single question I'm going to ask you, or do you really just do this steamroll bullshit on every guest you bring on so you can, like, look good? I know you're hungry for my clout, so I know you want me to stay here. Okay, so let me ask you. I'm just asking you a question. Is my website LinkedIn?
Destiny.
That's a super easy yes or no question. Is my website LinkedIn? Is my website? Is my website LinkedIn?
I just want to establish who you really are.
Yeah, I did it again. I got to really get my mute button right. But what I just said was, just so we're clear, I will be showing you parts that I don't agree with Destiny in. This isn't a Saint and Sinner bashing contest or anything like that. As I've already listed on the stream, some of the things I like that Saint and Sinner does. It's just that at the beginning portion right now, the fault to me is on Saint and Sinner for dragging out this whole prequel process before we get to an actual debate by trying to break a man's reputation down. And this whole prequel process is nothing but an ad hominem attack that's unnecessary. So right now, a part of this video, most of the fault is on Saint and Sinner. But if anybody think I'm trying to big up Destiny, you just watch my last video I just put out. I broke down the things wrong that Destiny does, and you can see me passionate about it because it was something to do with my community here. So I don't like either of these guys. I don't dislike either of these guys. I actually watch both of these guys for entertainment purposes. That's what I said.
get going. Let's establish who you really are. You don't have to hide from, like, for example, let's look at it on the other side.
Well, no. How about this?
You said to me, Marquette, did you go to Berkeley and get a degree? I would say, sir, I did that in 3 years. Yes, I did. If you said, then did you go to Johns Hopkins University and take a master's degree while working full time? I say, yes, that's correct. So it's like the same thing. I wouldn't have like a long story. I just say, yes, that's correct, or no, that's incorrect. So the question is, why when we're verifying yours, like, you getting all defensive?
Okay. Is my website LinkedIn?
Why are you getting so defensive?
I'm not defensive. You asked me, you're reading my biography. You're reading my website.
Everyone knows the answer.
Listen, Chief.
I caught it that time. If Destiny did it my way, this whole thing will be over with. Like, okay, you want to break down my whole life as a way to discredit me before we begin? Are you afraid of what I have to say, that you need to do all of this, these ad hominem attacks, prior to getting into what you actually disagree with me about? I thought that's why we're here. We cut out some of this fat in this conversation when we going so long. Instead of Destiny getting in, I didn't do the LinkedIn, blah, 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 which is irrelevant.
If you go to, listen, if you go to my Wikipedia page, it says UNO on it. Ask them why they include it. I don't know. Some people like to know what you
did. Stop with the red hair.
What I did was, people ask me, what is my education? What is my educational background? I did some college, and I wrote where I went to college at. I didn't say I have a degree.
Very good. Very good. Now, truth be told, did you fail to complete your degree because of school or because you're a screw up? Did you fail to complete your degree because of work or because you're a screw up?
I mean, I probably could have tried harder to do both, I guess.
You guess. So I'm asking you straight, like, was it work or are you a screw up?
Well, I don't think it was possible to finish that degree in 4 or 5 years while working overnight and providing for myself. I don't think it was possible for me to do it.
Okay, so your story, I just want to make sure I understand. Mm-hmm. So your narrative is that you as a young white kid enrolled, did you have any kids, or like, do you have any children you're providing for?
I have one, but not at the time, no.
I said at that time. Are you paying attention, my dear boy?
I'm paying attention. Dog, this is super cringe. If you want me to stay, I just need you to turn the cringe down like at least like 5 points.
Did you have any
so
children
aggressive. I didn't have any children at the time, no.
Okay. So I'm just trying to.
Again, the more detail you are, the more to help you. With Destiny being generic right now, like, turn the cringe down. What does that mean? I also think that Saint in the Center is I don't know if generic is the right word, but when he says, would you agree that you're a screw up? Being a screw up is subjective. What do you mean when you say screw up? If I wanted to go that route and fuck with Saint and Center, but I would have cut all this shit out a long time ago by holding him to, like, what man needs to break someone's reputation down prior to breaking down the facts that about to come out of their mouth. If you really stand on what you believe, then none of this is necessary. But instead of it being more effective, Destiny would be more effective if he didn't just say, like, turn the cringe down. Just hold him accountable to those detailed things, and I think it would have caused Saint and Center to move a lot faster than he's going now, because Saint and Center wants to break him down personally on 2 facts before he even gets into the debate. One fact is you didn't finish college and you went to a lower tier college. The other one is you got a divorce. We haven't even got to the divorce part yet.
Establish who you are, right?
You're trying to railroad a narrative of me to, like,
no,
poison the well in front of your audience.
Like, I'm not. No. We're going to get into it. We're just establishing who you are, because the internet is filled with charlatans. You're one of them.
I am. Yeah.
And you're absolutely one of them. And I want it to be clear. And that's what we're agreeing on, the facts.
A charlatan, as he put it, right? Show me where someone, because he is right. The internet is full of fake people, but you got to be on topic with it. How is a man fake who didn't finish a degree in music when he doesn't have a music channel or anything? And he could, it's not that he can't because he didn't finish it. Most of the greatest engineers and musicians have no degree in music. But, like, yes, this is what I'm saying about being detailed. If I was on Saint and talking to Saint and Center, like, yeah, you are right. There are people on YouTube who are like that. Can you show me my specific actions? Instead of that, I made the decision not to complete a degree in music. If you could do that, that will be fine and can move the conversation along faster, because you're putting down a lot of your audience. For a lot of people that pay your Saint and Center tuition, a lot of them actually drop out of school or didn't want to pursue that? What if someone dropped out of school and then got a job and they're making $150K a year, $200,000 a year? You know, this is all bullshit. It's not impressing me at all. It's kind of boring.
The reason why I've been here for 12 years and you're going to be gone in 2, but okay, Mr. Charlatan Exposer, go ahead, tell me.
Yeah. So your story is that you didn't have any kids. Mm-hmm. You're a young white kid in university and you couldn't complete university because you were working a job. That's your story?
That's my story. Good job. Nice. You can read. I guess you learned that.
Couldn't is the wrong word. He didn't. You want to use couldn't or can't to show that someone doesn't have the ability to do it. Even by your own definition to put him down, you didn't show where he did not have the ability. And if you want to say can't, then you have to show examples of how he makes horrible music. He didn't understand how to read music. He made failing grades in music. Those are definitions. Those are reasons to back up your supporting claim that he can't. It isn't that he can't, it's that he didn't. He made a conscious effort to no longer continue to school.
At Johns Hopkins, huh? Getting that master's degree?
Got you. I see. So I just want to, okay, so now we have that. Mm-hmm. You went to university and basically dropped out and you have this long story about, I had to have a job.
It's not really a long story. It's like one sentence long. Maybe that's long for you. I don't know. Maybe you're not a great reader, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you need to go for the PhD instead, but it's not that long. It seemed like you read it pretty quickly.
And then in terms, I'm just going through your website real quick because I want to have some background.
Cool. You can go through my Wikipedia as well. I have one of those, if that makes you more impressed, I looked for yours and I couldn't find one, so but
who you are. I can see that you're very proud of Internet Cloud. We're going to clarify all of that.
Well, I'm not just proud of Internet Cloud. I have a big bank account too. What do you want to compare? You can do whatever you want.
We can compare bank accounts. You see, you haven't done your research clearly. You see, you're one of those goofballs that you think the internet is everything. I'll give you a quick example real quick of how I look at you.
Gotcha.
This is how I look at you.
Okay.
So I have a buddy of mine is Michael Bloomberg, right? I have more YouTube.
I'm sure you do, man. Right? I just got off the phone with my friend Soros and he told me all about you. So don't worry. I know what's up here. Okay.
Hold on one second. So I have more YouTube subscribers than Michael Bloomberg, right? Mm-hmm. But Michael Bloomberg is way more important than me in real life. Mm-hmm. And in real life, it turns out that that's the real measure.
So many things I could pick apart for here. Name dropping to seem more important. Michael Bloomberg is his friend. Could be, could not be. If I told you somebody famous was my friend, to that point that their name would generally make an audience believe that I'm not cool with them, I would have provided some kind of follow-up statement, clarity picture, something to show that we're actually cool. But on all of this, it depends on the route you want to go. Do I want to attack him on this way, which will further our debate from even beginning? Or is my goal to get right into why you're saying the two topics that you wanted to come on here and talk about that you're far from getting to? It just depends on which way Destiny wants to go. Also, he is getting on top of Destiny right now because and the man can do it. He's dropping names on Destiny name dropping back. I have a Wikipedia page, blah, blah, blah. If he's just there to just chill and troll and laugh, have a good time, that's cool. But if he's there to be effective at getting on the subject, then he's following down Saint and Sinner's rabbit hole. And
yeah, but Michael Bloomberg's not begging for my clout on his failed YouTube channel. So I think that's the difference between you and Bloomberg there. But go ahead.
Hold on one second, my dear.
Also, Michael Bloomberg also has a Wikipedia article. So technically, I've got more in common with him than you do. So, but
why are you so angry?
I'm not angry at all, dude. Why do you think I'm angry? Do you think if you just keep saying you're angry, you think you can empath that into my brain?
About people like you, it's the dishonesty that gets.
Tell me, I'm so dishonest. That's why my whole life story is on my website, my dude.
Hold on one second.
Tell me how dishonest I am. I got all the seconds in the world, my dude.
You take all the time to go through my clips. Before you played my clip on your channel, I'd never heard of you.
Bruv, I still haven't heard of you. I still have no idea who the you are. The only reason I've played anything of your channel is because a woman messaged me. I had a conversation with her, and then I watched her on your show.
You have to overtalk.
Oh, okay, go for it. If I have a chance to respond, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely you will. Absolutely. It's just that you just lied and you claimed that someone's using you for clout when last I checked, you made a live stream and you brought my clip on there. And then you did a second live stream, and you watched my clip at length. So you brought me into the situation. I didn't bring you into the situation. So don't lie about that. Now the floor is yours to respond directly to you claiming I'm using you for clout when you brought me onto your stream twice via video and at length. The second time. Feel free to respond to that.
Gotcha. So I still don't know who you are.
I did it again. Look, I'm going to get it. Look, before you talk, John, make sure you hit the unmute button. All right. This is what I said. I said, spoiler, y'all going to love what's coming up here. In my personal opinion, it's not a fact, but I think one of the reasons Saint and Sinner doesn't have his portion of this live up, he removed it from his channel, and we can only see it on Destiny's channel. I think Saint and Sinner did it because he's going to say something, especially given the job title he's going to give, that's going to completely fuck him up to where like he's going to be trapped. And he's going to invite people on his stream, and they're going to be fans of Destiny, and they're going to troll the living shit out of him. And for someone of the status that he portrays online when he goes live, I just think it's a really, really bad look. And that's the reason why he has this on private. But I just want to let y'all know some good shit coming once we get past this BS at homonym attacks, masked upon the fact that you want to show someone a foul person because they got a divorce and didn't finish their degree in music.
By the time this conversation is over, I'm not going to know who you are because you are nobody. The only reason why your clip was on my stream is because a lovely young lady came and talked to me about some racial related issues. And then somebody pointed out that she was also on your show. So I watched that show for her appearance on there. I don't know who you are. I know who she is. I watched a couple segments from that. And that's the extent to how I'm familiar with your content.
Did you actually address the question? I see you're having trouble focusing.
So the thing that you said was, I actually wrote them down because I know people like you have trouble focusing. So
it's quite sad, Caliber, in an unnecessary way, because the Saint and Sinner is a really, really intelligent man. I wish that he realizes he doesn't even need to do this. I can understand if it was someone who doesn't know how to talk, doesn't know how to communicate, doesn't know how to debate, but Saint and Sinner knows how to do all three of those things well. It's just what's the word I'm looking for? The strategy he purposefully chose to use doesn't impress really intelligent people. Now, again, if his goal is just to get low-hanging fruit, then knock yourself out. You know, so I find it unfortunate because he's a really intelligent man.
You said you brought my clip and then I watched the live stream at length and I didn't bring you into the situation. I responded to all three of those points directly by saying that the only clips that I watched had the lady on my stream that was on your show. And that's the only reason I watched those clips. Is there some part of that that you didn't understand?
So the point was this. I'll help you out. The point was this.
I don't need any help. I just need you to enunciate, like actually like verbalize your thoughts. Yeah, go for it.
You completed your response.
Okay.
The point was this, that you made an accusation that I was pursuing you for clout. When the opposite is true, you brought me onto your stream 2 times, and the second time you played my clip at length, which is to say, when you bring up me in conversation, then you've now engaged interaction. So you're being dishonest to suggest that for some reason I came out of nowhere to try to utilize you for clout, because truth be told, I clearly don't respect you, and there's no reason to respect you. We're going to go through all of the points as to why you deserve no respect. Okay?
Okay, so the first time I watched it was because my friend was on your stream. The second time was because you were making a...
If you watch my last video, Destiny had that crazy lady who hate black men and would do anything to try to point out all of the flaws in the black in American communities coming from black men. The lady who I destroyed in my last video. I don't want to say that's his friend, but Destiny was clearly extremely friendly to her. I first saw her debating Saint and Sinner. The Saint and Sinner ripped her to shreds because of her inefficiency, that she agreed that she gets jumbled up and don't know how to speak and flabbergasted and stuff. And if so, you shouldn't be trying to go online to debate people that way. So Saint and Sinner had a really easy time with her. So I can understand why Destiny will watch it if he's cool with this girl and she's on Saint and Sinner channel and he's just ripping her to shreds. So he saw him, and then Saint and Sinner made a video like I'm doing now, breaking down Destiny. They both made videos about each other. So this is a fucking unnecessary mute point and just wasting time.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Can I finish my response? The second time was because you were watching me, so I decided to watch and respond. And the third thing is that when you are so ass mad that after me responding to like 5 minutes of your content, you got to go live with a title like "Expose Destiny, the racist gamer and the lie of homophobia," it's pretty clear that you're clout sharking. But I enjoy it, so here we are.
Ah, I see. I see. So why would I be chasing clout? Tell me more about that one.
You're looking for those YouTube subs.
YouTube subs. Mm-hmm. How does that make me money?
How does it make you money? I don't know. Everybody, it's not usually about the money. Usually people want influence, and more subs is more viewers is more influence. There's a reason why you're probably not happy with the 10K viewers per video you get. It's my guess.
I see. So right now you're making a lot of assumptions and they happen to all be wrong and have no foundation and evidence. You're guessing. It's a supposition. So we'll just skip that because it's irrelevant because it doesn't run.
Because it's true and everybody can see it, but that's fine. We can skip that.
Marie said, what does Scrub do? Didn't even go to Creighton. Artist said, roast this, peace to the saints.
Yeah.
Solon said, peace to the saints. The big homie's going to give him the business. Hope people will learn from this. Now he has to give the clown the sledgehammer. Carry on.
And another thing I noticed about your personal life, and I think it's important to know who the speaker is. Uh-huh. And I'm sharing this with you right now so that you can correct it if it's incorrect, because of course you know yourself. In your personal life, my understanding is that you got married and then you got divorced and you had a child with the first woman you got divorced from, and then you got with another woman. Like, would you break that all down for us real quick?
No, I don't really think I need to break down my personal life. I don't know how it's relevant to this conversation. I'm good on that.
I'll tell you why it is relevant.
Okay, tell me, go ahead.
Because when you're talking about, well, number one, when you're out in front as a leader, you should have merit and you should have traits that are admirable. That's number one. Especially when you're getting into politics, you're getting on the side of lobbying. Yes, for sure. It's important to know who you are. And that's why every time someone steps out front, they're stepping under a microscope. Now, in your case, you're an individual who's divorced. You're an individual who has a child that's being raised essentially not by you. And you're now in an open, what you call a marriage, but it's certainly not a marriage. That's an abuse of the term. And this is why we should give out civil unions to more people, especially those who have alternative practices. But you are in a situation where you've had a series of very unfortunate relationships. And this is important to know about you.
So if I am a leader, I will showcase the traits that I think are admirable. I think I've accomplished quite a bit in my life, given the background that I come from. I do not need to throw up every part of my personal life for random clout sharks like you on a show. If you want to know more about my personal life, you're welcome to visit my YouTube channel, my Wikipedia, or you can come to.
I hit the unmute button, so I know you guys can hear me now. If I break down this part. All right. A lot of times, no pun intended, we look super left or super right. We look super black. We super black or white on issues, right? But a lot of times in life, it's more in between and nuances. And I'll give you an example. Again, don't say something generic, say something in detail. Or if you say something generic, follow it up with something detailed to say why you feel the way you feel. Both these guys are right. The Saint Sinner is right when he says that, you'd be more effective if you have these subjectively admirable traits, right? Also, you also become more relatable if you are more in tune to society. people more believe you when you've gone through what they've gone through. And 55% of divorces in marriages and divorces, it actually would make Destiny more relatable to people out there. And he would, and again, this would be if he's even talking about the subject of relationships. It doesn't even matter on any other subject. You know, I remember Puff Daddy made those kids walk for that cheesecake. If he never went through any hardship, I would not walk for that cheesecake. I would have walked for the cheesecake for Puff Daddy because I know that he was an intern that was way at the bottom, and they made him fetch all kind of stuff over New York in this tiny purple beat up car that he had when Puff Daddy was poor. I know that when Puff Daddy tells his staff to stay up all night into morning with no sleep, he's not asleep. He's staying up right with them. When you see a leader doing some stuff, they tell you to do something that the leader is actually doing, people tend to follow you more. You become more relatable. So these misunfortunate events that Saint and Sinner says about Destiny makes him more relatable to an audience. If you come across as too perfect, then people tend to believe that you aren't believable. They tend to be a little more standoffish and stuff. But again, even on anything and everything I just said, none of this shit matters because it's just smoke and mirrors. And he said he had two things he wanted to debate him about, and he has not started the debate yet. I'll go on to say that in the two topics that Saint and Sinner brought up, the two pre-topics, which was you dropped out of school and you had a divorce, he was severely ineffective in making people on this portion look at Destiny any worse. And I'll give Saint and Sinner some props. When he actually gets on a viewpoint, when he starts the debate, that's when he gonna make Saint and Sinner, to people who don't know about NFTs, look a certain way. So all of this was ineffective, a waste of time for no reason, which is why we should not use fallacies and ad hominem attacks. Fuck.
To my stream and ask questions in my chat like every other subscriber does. And in terms of a series of unfortunate relationships, I'm pretty happy with how my life has turned out. I'm pretty happy where I'm at right now. And I'm pretty happy with my current relationships right now. So, but also again, to be clear, I don't feel the need to allow a stranger like you to go through my life with a fine tooth comb. That's really fucking weird.
Well, there's no need to curse. I don't know if you're getting angry about this, but your child, for example, would be in a better situation if they're being raised by their two biological parents. All the data indicates such, and these are the things that we're pointing out. It's indication of mistakes in your life. It's not that people don't make mistakes. It's just that if you're going to step out and be hypercritical of other people, then you probably want to kind of be a little bit more together. And
do you think that you have to have a perfect life to be critical of other people?
I did not say that. I actually just said the opposite. I said that people make mistakes, but I said you should be a little more together if you were paying attention.
Okay, so I'm just
again, like, do you know how many men in the United States aren't with the mother of their child? You're just throwing more people to Destiny's side, and so they would want to see a successful man who's making the shitload of money that Destiny is making, as he made his life better, to be a better co-parent for his kid. You're making him more relatable to the audience, while you think, like, you have to remember the people that are watching you, the people that are giving you super chats. You don't have an audience of 100,000 people subscribe to your channel without having an abundance of men that are co-parenting with the mother of their child that they're no longer with. Don't destroy your audience and to try to destroy one person, especially when it's irrelevant to the actual points you've yet to say. That would be my opinion.
Just curious, are you ever going to answer a question I ask, or is it always the games with you?
What is your question?
So my question is do you have to be a perfect person to be critical of other people?
I just stated, and I'll repeat it, and then I'll re-answer it again. So I'll answer it 3 times total. You said, do you have to be a
Oh, uh-oh. Did his connection just die?
Oh, certainly are not brothers. But please forgive me, my internet went out. You had asked me a question before we went
I was just curious. Do you think you need to be perfect to criticize other people?
Well, firstly, I don't think criticizing other people I think you're probably more rightly thinking individuals. In the case of your racism, you were criticizing a people, and we'll get to that later. But to be critical of individuals, I think that's really useless. But to be critical of people's ideas and their life ways, I think it's certainly appropriate.
I could be wrong, but from what I saw on this right here, and I saw this whole video, there was a part I did go to sleep. So I thought when I woke up and finished it, I put it right back to where I was. But I don't think that Saint and Sinner actually gets to the racism part. So since he doesn't get to it, I'll break down the clip that he showed that Destiny is racism, and I'll give my opinion. So there's a clip where Destiny finds out who Saint and Sinner is, and he's just watching the clip, and Saint and Sinner talk trash about him. And Saint and Sinner, and then Destiny goes, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, and I forgive me if I get the word wrong, whether he says men or people, but he says he either said, I'm about to go DEFCON 5 on black men, or he's about to go, it's time to go DEFCON 5 on black people. Now, I think Destiny is wrong. Destiny's audience that came to defend that were saying that he's not like Kanye West, because Kanye West believed what he said while Destiny was joking. I do not believe that Destiny is racist, but I believe saying going DEFCON 5 on black people, whether you're joking around with it, is no different than Kanye West. Another thing that people take up for Destiny is they said that Kanye West said DEFCON and Destiny said DEFCON, the actual word, DEFCON. I don't think that that's relevant either, because it will only be relevant if Kanye West purposely meant to say DEFCON. Kanye West is a fucking idiot who didn't know how to spell and didn't know that the word was actually DEFCON. So they both were trying to say the same thing. Kanye West said DEFCON on Jewish. He said DEFCON on black people or black men. I can't remember that second word. But either way, if it hurts Destiny that he's not racist, because what Destiny is upset at is that there's an abundance of blatant, openly homophobia in the Black American community. As you go on, a lot of Black American YouTubers who don't like gay people, they just come out and say stuff that another race or white people would just get destroyed if they said. But he's upset that Black people or Black men are saying this openly, and he's upset at that. One other thing too that I disagree with Destiny is that he's saying that he finds it more or worse, or it's worse to say anti-Semitic stuff than to say stuff like this right here. I forget what his reasoning were. I guess he's saying because it can harm people. But when someone says racist stuff, it's no different than saying anti-Semitic stuff. None is more worse than the other. You're both putting down a group of people. So I disagree with Destiny on that. And the fact that he's not racist, that means that you don't agree with putting down a group of people, but you let someone make you so upset, a couple Black guys that's openly being homophobic and putting down gay people, that you then lash out and group a whole group of people. You still do the exact same thing, whether you do it in a joking fashion or not. You literally still did it. So you let someone break you down if you're not racist to do something that you don't even agree with. And you should never let nobody do you like that. So whether he's racist or not, I'll stand on anybody that wants to defend Destiny and say that it was fucked up for him to say that he's going DEFCON 5. You can't have it both ways. Either you don't mind Kanye saying it, and then you don't mind Destiny saying it. But if you don't like that Kanye said it about Jews, then you should not like it when Destiny said it about Black men or Black people.
Appropriate that you be someone who is an example. And this is why we don't like to see hypocrisy in religious leaders, because we expect them at some level to walk a straight path. So the answer is that you are not ever going to be perfect, but you should be a better example. And in your case, having an ex-wife, being a divorcee, having a child that you're not raising in your home with that biological mother and being in an open relationship, I think it's an abomination, not to mention your sexual practices.
Okay, so can you give me an example of one piece of advice I've given that you think is inappropriate for me to speak on? Just one piece of thing, something where I've said it and you're like,
I appreciate your question. Real quick, I'm going to read this one.
Now we're close. We're about to get into the actual debate after 1 fucking hour of premature ad hominems.
By Jabrizi and all the folks, your fans included, feel free to send in any questions, because I do want them to be able to ask us questions and engage.
Well, they can always super chat it to me. They don't have to ship you money, but I'm glad that you're really excited to get
Jabrizi, he writes, I got way more views than Destiny, and I can tell you don't need to be a stand-up guy to get viewers, clearly. But play to the popular narrative or make content that confirms people's biases. Oh, indeed. And the funny thing about you is like you're irrelevant in the real world. And for some reason, being a video game player and having internet clout makes you think that you're cool. And the even more curious thing about you that I really find entertaining and quite petty is that
you're not.
One consistent theme that comes up on Saint and Sinner channel is that he tries to say whether someone's relevant in the real world or someone's relevant on YouTube. And he does this quite effectively and very good when he goes against DJ Academics. He does. I don't hate Saint and Sinner. I don't hate Destiny. I just say how I feel. So you'll see me say good things about Saint and Sinner. You'll see me say bad things about Saint and Sinner. With respect. You'll see me say good things about Destiny. You'll see me say bad things about Destiny with respect. So I just want to chop down this little fable about whether you matter in the real world or not. It really boils down to what's your goal. I don't want to count nobody's pockets, but I'm willing to bet that Destiny easily makes 5 digits a month on YouTube, be it $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month. And super chats and then the views he gets, maybe even $30,000, $40,000 a month. Why would I care if someone finds me relevant? It would be it on YouTube or fucking the real world. If I have a W-2 form, I have a legitimate job. YouTube is not play. And if it is play, you can only say it's play for someone who's not getting views at all or not enough to earn a living. But once you get to Destiny's level, why does it matter whether you feel someone's relevant in the real world or not? Shouldn't the amount like your following that you have count too? So is Mr. Beast not important in the real world because he's a YouTuber, even though he makes millions of dollars a year? Man, at this point, Mr. Beast may make $1 million a month. The amount of money. So does it matter if he's relevant in the real world or just on YouTube? I just find that argument just kind of silly. YouTube is literally, it's not like a job. It's not, it is. It is a job. It is a career. It had earned so many people millions of dollars on this platform. So many families streaming their life and making millions a year on YouTube. So I just find that argument just silly. Also, too, this is going to come up later. I don't know if I want to say it now or not. Maybe I'll go more deep later, but like, no, I'll wait for later to say it when he brings it up.
Going to answer my question? He's actually not going to answer my question. He just skipped it completely.
You looking at me and seeing that you're inferior, you go to the one thing that you think
all
you
right,
have.
I'll ask it again, I guess.
Sure. I think he was Googling directed by DeBreezy when that super chat was read. So on that one account, DeBreezy has 2.45 million subscribers, and he has other YouTube accounts as well.
Right. I did want to play.
Just so you know, I'm going to ask you the same question again, like when you're done. I'm not going to engage with anything until you actually answer my question.
Well, we're here interviewing you. At the beginning, you said, what would you like to do? And I said, we're going to start with an interview with you.
Okay, wait. So then let me understand. I'll just ask that. So am I not allowed to ask any question or respond? Just tell me and I can leave now.
You're already being dishonest because you already asked me a question and I answered it 3 times.
Okay, so then can I ask, so then when you're making assertions about my character, can I ask you a question?
Relax one second.
Well, no, I'm not going to be your dog, my dude.
You're having trouble on the hot seat right now. You're trying your best to change the narrative, and you're also lying.
Well, I hope that your fans can see that you are unwilling or unable to engage with a single question that I ask. And I guess the strategy is just the false bravado of an insecure little.
I'm all about being effective with efficiency, with speed. So with speed, like he says that you're being dishonest, you're lying, triggering words that he knows that an audience will like. If I don't know, maybe if they're not smart, but the fact that Destiny asked a question earlier and then he goes like, do I just have to answer you or can I ask questions? Just to be more efficient, to run this faster. If I was Destiny, I would say like, am I going to continue to have trouble asking you questions that you can answer? I know I've done it before, but it seems like you overtalk me or you just don't want to answer. So I just want to be clear going forward. Am I going to have an issue every time I try to ask you something? So that way we can get rid of the little bullshit of him saying lying and being dishonest. Fuck, dude.
little man that just screams at an opponent and tries to character assassinate until they, I guess,
No,
get them to leave the interview?
One thing about you that was a lie. We're talking.
Do you think that character assassination is only a lie? Is that the truth? Do you think that's true
why,
right there?
Why does the truth bother you?
I never said the truth bothered me.
You really are bothered.
I never said the truth bothered me at all.
Well, then why are you so amped up? If someone was asking me, Mark Platt.
My only question to you was: is there a singular piece of advice?
The truth isn't in the statement. I'm sorry. The dishonesty isn't in the statement. It's what you're implying a statement to be. General. I'll now be detailed to say what I mean. When you say Destiny did not finish college, you are saying the truth. Destiny did not finish college. What you're being dishonest about is what you subjectively think not finishing college insinuates about a man's character. That can never be truth because that will always be subjective.
That I've given that my life experience precludes me from speaking on. I just want to know. I'm just curious.
Why are you so bothered for people to know what you're about?
How can you say that I'm bothered for people to know about when you're reading this information off of my website that I chose to put on there? You see how your world is kind of falling apart? If you want to know anything about me, it's on my Wikipedia, it's on my website, it's on my YouTube videos, my dude. The only reason you know anything about me is because I've chosen to put it out there. So I'll repeat again for the 6th time. I don't know how many times you got to do it for the Johns Hopkins kid, but why is it? What is a piece of advice that I've given you think I can't give because of my life experience? Can you tell me that?
This one? Yeah, okay, here I got to answer.
Okay. Oh, cool. Thank you. It only took 6 times. Okay, go for it.
Here we go. You said, what's a piece of advice that you shouldn't be giving, right? Yeah. Based on your experience. And experience is like kind of like what you.
Okay. Sorry, I said it wrong the first time. The debate finally begins right now. Right now. After an hour and 13 minutes. Here we go.
Right? So here's one. I want to make sure.
Oh, you're just going to play a YouTube clip. Damn, you really can't engage at all.
Holy it's shit. For you. It's of you. So it's of you. So
this funny thing about the debate beginning right now is so funny. I just thought about this. What Saint and Sinner about to do, he's about to hurt both of them. He's about to hurt Destiny, and in hurting Destiny, he's really about to hurt himself too. Can't make this shit up. Watch this.
Just check this out.
How disappointing. Yeah.
And this one points out a couple interesting things. I just like to use primary sources here.
His values, consistency of values, has outright been caught out as a hypocrite by himself. He just did it on his own, all because of NFTs. Now, this was what every one of them.
Wait, so this is some advice you're about to give right here.
5 days ago. Every single person on the internet, every single person on the internet, okay, that is pushing NFTs is just trying to find a bigger sucker. That's it. That's all it is. Every one of them. Basically, I consider all of them crypto too, man. There's people who never stop talking about crypto. I know, I wish there was like a big macro. There needs to be a macro accounting of human behavior because we all grow up making fun of certain people, and then we all grow and we do that behavior.
Okay, so now let me finish this point off. So number one, you were just on camera stating that people should not get NFTs because it's a big scam. So Destiny just said NFTs are a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. We're trying to find a bigger sucker. It's a scam. NFTs are a scam. So that's what he said. Now look at the same guy, Destiny. Here we go. Let's hear what he says now when he can make a buck off of it.
Right? When I grew up, people made fun of motherfuckers that sold Avon, Mary Kay, Amway. But like, bro, onto his audience because why not? I think the idea behind this is you can basically buy and sell, or you can buy and sell like Twitch clips, and then you get an NFT that you can autograph by the streamer who the clip is of. Oh my God. Did you know that? And 10% of the revenue goes to the streamer.
10% of the revenue goes to the streamer.
There are
their legendary Twitch clips out there. Okay? Legendary Twitch clips out there.
And he just self-proclaimed that he has legendary Twitch clips. So now let me summarize my answer to your question.
Go for it.
Your question was, based on your experience, what should you not be able to give advice about? Based on your experience, we just observed you state out of your mouth that NFTs are a scam. Then we looked at a separate video clip where you realized that you could make money off of NFTs. So what did you do? You started scamming. And who'd you start scamming? Your own fan base. So clip 1, you're saying NFTs are a scam. Clip 2, you're selling NFTs. Based on your experience being a person who says don't do it, but then you do it because you can make money, you're someone who has no integrity. Hence, you should not be a leader and not be giving advice because you're clearly a money-hungry scammer. Is that an answer to your question?
No, it really doesn't have anything to do with my life experience. But so let's talk about NFTs.
All right, I want to stop right here and say a couple of things, right? Well, I'm going to say one thing. Then I'm going to let him say something, come back. But just right here on this point of words. He did not show an example of how you have no experience, so you should not be talking about a subject. We don't know the amount of experience on this subject that Destiny has. What Saint and Sinner did is show that you are a very dishonest person. In this clip, I'm not saying what I believe. We're going to follow me as we keep going. Those are two different subjects. That matters only because of how Saint and Sinner portrays himself to be of extreme intelligence. He should know that he did not just show an example of actual lack of experience. He showed an example of what appears to be a dishonest person. Now I want to let Destiny say his first answer, then I'm gonna come back and say one small thing.
Well, it doesn't. You said you were gonna use my life experience. Excuse me, I believe I'm allowed to answer. You said you were gonna use my life experience to invalidate advice that I was giving. That's not a life experience thing, but that's fine. Let's tangle with this. Let's deal with this. So let me ask you a question. Do you know what an NFT is? No. Hold on. You just went on a whole spiel. You're not gonna engage. He's actually not gonna critically engage at all. He's just gonna play a chimp clip. And then he's going to say that's in order to have a conversation with you, I need to make sure that you're intellectually equipped for it. So the first question is, I need to know, do you know what an NFT is? Do you know?
Destiny is wrong, but in being wrong, this is the end of the Saint. He just destroyed the Saint without realizing how much he destroyed the Saint. But I just want to be clear right now at this moment, Destiny is wrong, and I'll tell you why he's wrong. You have to understand where you are, and you have to understand your audience. I don't want to go too detailed in this until after he explains, but what you say matters first. First of all, he's wrong in saying that the Saint and Sinner needs to have knowledge of the actual subject. You're not only going against Saint and Sinner, you're going against all of these people that's watching who saw you say that NFTs are a scam and then saw you come back and sell NFTs. Given that this is an audience that don't know about it, your first thing out of your mouth is to explain the contradictions in those clips. What you say matters first. I've had a relationship. Girls do this shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch them. I'm just gonna make up some shit like. I don't know. I'm just making some shit up off my head. Why did you come home late? Why are you worried about why I come home late? You always do this, blah, blah, blah. They're saying all of this stuff. And like, I forgot what time it is. I'm making up shit as I go. So that's the first thing she said. She forgot what time it is. Now, let's say I show for 100% fact you knew exactly what time it was. Just say I proved without a doubt. Then they come back later on and start crying and saying some shit like, I'm driving around because my dad did. How dare you come at me when I'm having a hard time because my father died? If that was the real reason, why you just didn't say that first? That ain't what you said first. Your first thing you said is that you didn't know what time it was. Like you start throwing shit against the wall. It could appear that you throw shit against the wall to see what stick, because people tend to say the first thing they care about first. The very first thing Destiny should have done, he should have cleared up that. But even though he was wrong not to clear that up, he is going to say his reasoning, and then I'm gonna break that down even further. But in being wrong, that one question asking Saint and Sinner, do you know what NFTs are, is about to fuck up the Saint and Sinner's entire world.
You know what an NFT is?
you peddling NFTs. Okay, so what's the difference?
I'm not peddling.
What's the difference between you encouraging your fans to send?
Now, what you're watching here, this is the Saint and Sinner, not Saint and Sinner. This is Destiny. So Destiny, you know, he downloaded the stream that him and he and the Saint and Sinner was on. He went back and added this before he put the video up. He edited this in because this clip shows him explaining what he meant. It also shows that he's already answered these questions and been in a debate with someone who brought up the same talking point that Saint and Sinner. How can you tell someone it's a scammer, then you come on and sell it? So this is Destiny putting a clip in to explain to the audience why he said that.
Send you money through the purchase of NFTs versus just how everybody else goes about NFTs. You're doing the ethical NFT.
If you want to sell an NFT to somebody and you advertise it as such, this is an NFT. If you want, in my case, it was a clippable fucking stream moment with some varying levels of rarity, then you have the right to do that. Go for it. But if you're trying to sell somebody an NFT and say like, bro, buy this NFT in like 2 months, you're gonna get rich. Okay, I'm selling this now for 10K. You can.
So it's just the lack of prosperity gospel attached to it.
You understand this? So I'll go back to the Beanie Baby example. Do you think there's a difference between selling somebody a Beanie Baby saying, hey, here you go, have fun with it, collect it, whatever, versus selling somebody a Beanie Baby saying, hey, keep this, in like 5 years, it'll be worth 3x its value?
Princess Diana Beanie Baby, dude, it's going to blow up. In fact, I think it did. But like,
I'm going to ask you the same question when you finish rambling. So go ahead.
I just think it's interesting. I don't know, man.
I'm going to repeat the same question. So think about it. I know you're rambling right out of things, so go for it.
This is why I never have an agenda to destroy someone, right? The guy at the top left in the banana suit, whatever he has on, corn, I don't know what the hell he got on, but he was so sure he got Destiny caught up. Now that Destiny has explained, he doesn't know where to go. If this was about a conversation, once Destiny gave his explanation, you either accept his explanation or you further go on to break down the new information Destiny said. The guy is stuttering because he isn't prepared for the new information that Destiny gave. So he's kind of in a messed up position because his position isn't there for dialogue. It isn't there for discussion. It isn't there for understanding why Destiny said that. He came on with the intent to just make Destiny look bad. So your intent can push you into corners and get you fucked up, basically. You know, if I'm coming to Destiny and I have a problem with what he said and he explained it that way, either I'm like, okay, thank you for explaining, or I'm gonna find something wrong in the new explanation and then I'm gonna ask further questions. That's all you got to do.
When you said before that it was a big scam and you're just looking for suckers to buy NFTs, like, you think that now you're justified in doing that because you're not telling them that they can make money off of it?
First of all, I'm not directly selling them the NFTs. Secondly, I'm not flipping it onto them.
Third party that you're sponsored by.
It's not like I hold the NFTs and I'm trying to unload it onto a bigger sucker. I'm pretty sure the first party origination is the eternal site. The problem is I don't even think you know what NFTs are. So I'm going to ask you the question again. What is the difference between an NFT and a Beanie Baby? Or do you think there's a difference between selling somebody a Beanie Baby saying, hey, here you go, collect it, maybe sell in the future, versus selling somebody a Beanie Baby saying, hey, in like 5 years, this will be 3x its value? Do you think there's a difference between that?
Well, I think one is when you tell someone that there's an ability for them to invest in something and then they do or do not make money on it, that could be a bad thing.
True. Sure. I agree. 1,000,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people that sell NFTs do exactly that. They say, bro, buy this shit. It's going to be worth. Mm-hmm.
Okay. But so do you find the sale of NFTs at all ethical?
Yeah, sure. An NFT is a thing. You can buy and sell it if you want.
Wild.
Well, why do you think buying or selling an NFT? Wait, hold on. Okay. I need to hear you. I need to hear you explain this to me. Why do you think buying or selling an NFT is unethical?
Why do I think buying or selling an NFT is unethical?
Yeah.
Because it's not a real thing. It's like a scam product that.
How is it not a real thing? Can you expand on that? What do you mean it's not a real thing? You know that a CSGO skin is not a real thing. What do you mean by that?
Right, a CSGO thing, I think you agree is like a gamble loot box, though, that you disagree with and you wouldn't take on sponsorship for, right?
Do you think there's a difference between CSGO? Do you think there's a difference between...
I'm going to really critique Destiny on what he's doing wrong here and what he did wrong in this whole set, man. I'm just trying to let him get his shit out.
CSGO skin gambling versus like a CSGO skin?
I mean, it's the result of the other. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, well, hold on. I just also, by the way, for reference for my chat, I told you guys, if anybody tried to bring this up, then nobody even knows what the fucking NFT is. This is why this is not the slam dunk.
You're talking
people think fuck all of you, okay? All of you dipshits on my fucking Reddit, okay? I know you're watching, and you're always like, Destiny, people are going to bring up the NFT thing in the future, and it's going to be the easiest dunk of the world. No, it's not, you morons. Nobody knows what the NFT is. You really think somebody's going to be able to dunk on me on some shit where they don't even know what the fuck it is? Like, that is like the easiest landmine, like pitfalls in the entire world. You're gonna try to argue about a technology you don't even know what it is. Are you serious? You're gonna try to quote mine me and you don't have any understanding of any of the topics? It's like, that's like the easiest debate shit in the world. Like, holy
let me answer that.
All right. Someone just said, John, what happened to the video where you're reviewing ABBA on Destiny? It's up and it is live. It's not flagged or anything. It's up. The title is, when you go on videos, YouTube has it separated now, video section and live section. So you got to click the live button since it was a live, and it's the next live. You'll see, what's his name? Juice World is on stage on the thumbnail. So it is up. It is there. Let me see what he says, because I'm ready to just tell you what Destiny did wrong.
You asked me a question.
Yeah,
I'm going to answer.
Okay, let me hear it.
First off, you clearly have no sense of my background. I could tell when you started mentioning bank account number one.
Okay. Yeah, because this is a whole nother section. I'm going to break down what Saint and Sinner did wrong. Saint and Sinner's finished to me at this point. He don't even know it yet, but he's cooked. Cooked! All right, let me break down what, in my subjective opinion, Destiny did wrong. How many of you know what Beanie Babies and all that other words and lingo and shit that Destiny just described? How many of you fully understood what he meant? The problem Destiny has is Destiny is really good at talking to people who are extremely knowledgeable, but he's not aware of his surroundings. Number one, you're on your stream, and not even all your audience know what it means, because I'm sure you have people, you talk about computers and gaming and all that stuff, who knows what NFTs are. But because you talk about an array of topics down to what's going on wrong in the Black American community, Jewish, and all the other things you've talked about, your audience is full of people who don't know what you're talking about. You're also on Saint and Sinner's channel with people who are seeing you for the first time. They don't know what you're talking about. So what Destiny should have done, soon as he played that clip, Destiny should have broke it down for just the average person to clearly understand, so he can have this put behind him. So what he's saying is, the claim is that he's a scam artist, because there's one clip that says he's saying NFTs are a scam, and then he comes back and he's selling an NFT. His reasoning for saying that and why it's different, he was saying that if you go out and sell an NFT in the hopes of telling people that they're going to blow up and get rich off that, then you're a scam artist, because you're not going to be, it's going to be extremely hard to get rich off of trying to come back and make money off that. So for the people who do that, who lie to people and say, buy this, they're wrong. He said that when he sold an NFT, he didn't do it in the hope that you're going to get rich. He's just saying, buy this for what it is right now from what you're going to get with it. That's what he's saying. He's not giving anybody empty promises. That's what his explanation. It would be like you sell a bag of chips. He's saying people are wrong if you sell a bag of potato chips and you tell someone, keep that bag of potato chip, and next year that bag of potato chip is going to be worth $1 million, because you're lying and scamming a person. It's not going to be worth $1 million. But when he sold a bag of chips, he's just saying, here, buy this bag of chip for $1 and you eat that bag of chip right there. And he's saying that there's nothing wrong with doing that. See how I broke that down and made it more palatable for anyone to understand? But the fact that he didn't do it, the people who are watching the Saint and Sinners channel, and even a lot of people who are watching his channel, may have not understood that. And if they don't understand that, you're further going on this debate with people looking at you kind of funny. That's what I feel that Destiny did wrong in that situation. But he's going to get away with it, because he's going to clown the Saint and Sinner about not knowing what NFTs are and catch him in what he believes to be a lie, that the stream is about to turn to a clowning session on the Saint and Sinner. So he's going to get away with it only because someone is doing something else worse, or easily looking worse. to the audience.
Yep.
Then number 2, what's my background?
He's not answering. Did you hear an answer to that? Did anybody say anything?
One. No, don't talk. I'm talking right now. You asked me a question.
Okay. You do the ramble thing before you get to the answer. Okay, go for it.
Now, I also hosted a conference. During my conferences, I teach people about entrepreneurship.
Ooh, big mistake, but okay. Yeah. How to grow 100,000 sub YouTube channels.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Just like I said, Saint and Sinner was wrong when he tried to paint Destiny as not living in a household with his child. And a lot of people don't live in a household with his child. Don't hurt your audience in order to try to hurt the person you're going against. Yeah, I think it's awesome that Destiny has millions of subscribers, but I think it's wrong to put down someone for only having 100,000 subscribers. It is hard to get 100,000 subscribers. That is a feat that a lot of his audience would love to have and would feel proud of, and he just shit on them just to shit on him. So I don't think that was a good thing to do.
Or how to start failed startups like Fletch. How did that go?
Yeah. Keep interrupting. He's mad.
I'm not mad.
You asked me a question, but you interrupt me. You're so angry. Calm down.
It's all right, man. I'm sorry.
Calm down. Just let me answer the question. You don't got to get angry.
Yeah, it takes you 10 minutes to answer.
You try to cut me off so the truth doesn't get out. You just asked me, do I know about NFTs? Now close your lips so I can answer your question. Because you feel stupid right now because you didn't realize you're talking to a technologist.
Okay, then let's see if you can answer the question. I'm excited. Go ahead.
Be silent so I can answer your question.
Okay.
And when it's your turn to talk, I will be silent out of respect.
Go for it.
Now, you clearly had no.
You're right. He in private, if he was talking to the Saint and Sinner with just them two alone, maybe he didn't have to dumb it down so much. But when you got thousands of people watching, they don't know what this shit is. You got to know when to dumb it down. You know, only reason you don't have to dumb it down is if you actually don't give a fuck. But if you're there for a reason, you care somewhat to even go in and insert a older video where you broke it down. But to me, a little bit too confusing, too technical. So you care somewhat. So if you care, then you must care to be effective. And you should have just dumbed that down, and you could have nipped this in the bud really easily.
Background. I'm helping you out with an answer. You asked, do I know what NFTs are? Not only do I know what NFTs are. Oh, is he playing music right now?
Oh, I'm just waiting for you. I was waiting for you to answer. You're gonna say the answer?
Triggered. He's truly triggered.
Okay, no, that's cool. I'll chill. I'll wait. Go ahead.
You are.
And this is the ending of Saint and Sinner, because you told people you're a technologist. You know all about technology. You told people that you did a seminar on showing people how to do NFTs. Anyone that paints themselves and put themselves out there, it should roll right off your tongue what an NFT is. And it makes him look so dishonest, and it breaks down all the work, which I think he was failing at. But a lot of people may think he was succeeding at his fans. But I guarantee you, behind closed doors, his fans are going to be begging him, please answer the question. Spoiler alert, the entire rest of this stream, Saint and Sinner is not going to answer the question. This is all our opinion. We don't know what's in people's mind, but damn, you sure help us to develop the opinion. You're lying and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about if you cannot answer this question. This one easy question. And I like that Destiny gonna hold him to the fire, but I ain't gonna lie, I would have held him to the fire even more. At this point, when I know I got somebody like this and I know he can't answer the fucking question, I'm not following no ad hominem. I'm not answering that. I'm not answering no joke you say about me. I'm not answering nothing about my personal life. Motherfucker, we gonna always come right back here. I'll do it slowly for you. I want you to answer the question. What is an NFT? I would have went nuclear at this point, especially when I know he can't answer.
He can't even have a proper conversation. It's basically like storming off. This is what happens on Maury when they say, you're not the father, and the chick just storm off. Wow, he's mad angry. He asked me a question I didn't want to hear the answer.
Were you going to tell me what an NFT is?
This guy's angry. Now listen.
Go ahead.
I had a conference here.
Oh,
during the conference, we showed people exactly how to create NFTs from scratch. So I had my buddy. You don't have to be disrespectful just because you're angry about the fact that you were busted in a lie. Would you mind stop playing music?
Were you going to tell me what an NFT is?
Would you stop playing music and just listen to the answer? Because right now you're angry and now you're trying to distract. This is very petty. Oh, he's mad. He's mad. Does any
What I gather from this, and it's going to get really bad, especially when we start inviting other people on and they're going to be fans of Destiny. But what I gather from this is like the saint and sinner so believes in himself as a superior debater that he has nothing for plan B. If he was a professional boxer, he does do boxing. In my opinion, from the sparring I saw, he doesn't believe in his right hand. His right hand is way better than he gives himself credit for. So he leaps way far back to not get hit and to apply the proper counterpunch. I don't know why I believe in Saint and Sinner's right hand more than he believes in it. But I don't think that the Saint and Sinner, as great as he is on offense, he doesn't know what to do to get out of any traps. He doesn't know how to pivot. He doesn't have a plan B. And so he kind of discombobulates. That's what I got from this stream.
Any of his followers want to get on and tell me how this is the rational great debater?
Do you have somebody Googling the answer? Is that what you're waiting for? So this is
the great
so for the people that don't know, right now what's happening is a stall tactic. He probably has a friend who's trying to Google what is an NFT so that he can give some kind of answer that sounds somewhat clear. But he doesn't know. He has no idea what an NFT is.
You're pathetic. This is what you are. You're pathetic. Long story short, I hosted a conference. I showed people how to create NFTs from scratch, from the command line, little buddy.
From the command line? Please, can you tell me how? I want to know how to create an NFT from the.
This is where the Saint and Sinner knew he fucked up. He said he taught people how to create NFTs from the command prompt. That's not how NFTs work at all. This is a sentence that Saint and Sinner is probably used to saying to people who don't know about NFTs. This is why you must always study your opponent. He has now said this in a world where Destiny comes from that's full of motherfuckers that know about this shit, and just said one of the dumbest sentences ever. And once you say that and you put merit behind it, the merit he put behind it is that he, for a fact, taught a conference of how to get people to create NFTs from the command prompt when that doesn't make any fucking sense at all and is literally impossible. So you done fucked around. It's sort of like me saying, oh yeah, I know how to build computers from scratch. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know shit about computers. I don't know none of them wires and none of that shit down there mean, but I go to the computer world where motherfuckers break down computers for a living. That's what happened right here. And that's why he's about to get fucked up, because you got to stand on what you say. Y'all, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen the rest of this video, y'all about to get your laugh on. They about to clown the shit out of this man.
Command line. Which command line?
NFTs from scratch. We also explain the business model behind NFTs, and then we also explain the scams going on with NFTs. Which
one way you can think someone's lying, and I try to be careful with my words. You know, if I wasn't live, I was in the privacy of my home, I would say, you know, a man is lying, but I don't want to say something as a fact. But like, it just seems like you're lying if you're willing to say you did all of these conferences, you did all of this talking, you rather go to all of these details, but you simply won't say, what is an NFT? What is an NFT? Ask me about rap. Ask me about lyrics. I'm going to answer that easily because I can rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I made a billion raps. So no. I'm going to break it down and tell you what it means because I'm proficient. I'm a professional in that area. So if you're a professional in that area, that you're traveling around the world and you're doing conferences, teaching people how to make NFTs from the command prompt, why would you go to those levels and not just say, what the fuck is an NFT?
Sure, what is perpetrated by you? The kind of people who say don't do it and then turn around and start selling them. You're the Kim Kardashian of that situation. You don't have the foggiest idea of what an NFT is or the underlying technology, yet you try to make a buck off of your following. And you are pathetic.
That was a whole bunch of words. Okay, I'm curious. Does your audience realize that you don't know what an NFT is?
Do you realize that you literally said NFTs are a scam and then turned around and started selling NFTs. Can you explain how that makes sense?
I can't talk to you unless I know that you know what you're talking about. I don't know if you know what an NFT is.
Please stop it. You sound foolish. I'm
the one that sounds foolish?
You're talking to a technologist saying that I don't know what
I'm
NFTs
talking
are.
to a scammer that pretends that he's an entrepreneur educator when the only money that you've made in your life is scamming other people that want to be startup business people.
Why we saw a clip of you saying NFTs are a scam, and then we saw a clip of you selling NFTs.
So I'm just letting you know, this conversation right now, it's not moving forward until either one, you hang up, or two, you tell me what.
I want y'all to remember that on the live talking to Saint and Sinner, Destiny has not explained to the audience why those clips sound like he's contradicting himself. We know he explained because after the live was over with, he edited this video to put a former clip in where he already explained it. So us watching Destiny channel today, we know he has an explanation, but because he didn't do it on this live, they don't know it. He could really just hone in with nothing in his way to murder and destroy the Saint in the Center if he just clearly stops and explains to the audience watching him live why those clips did not match. Get that shit out of the way so you can now have fun destroying the Saint and Center for lying, because you can't build that shit off a command prompt. But Destiny hasn't removed that, got out of the way, so he could be way more efficient and effective had he done that already.
What an NFT is. I want you to tell me what an NFT is. I want you to tell me what an NFT is.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Wow.
I'm waiting for you, Chief.
Wow. Let's play back that clip of him saying NFTs are a scam, and then he starts selling NFTs.
Oh yeah.
Let's play it back.
We're just gonna play clips of me all night. This is like a greatest hits of the Destiny stream shit. Okay.
This was what he first initially said, and his take on NFTs about 5 days ago.
Yeah, they're gonna destroy Saint Center, but they could be destroying him right now. Destiny, I'm trying to get the right word I want to use. His lack of caring and trolling and playing the piano and just having fun. This is coming from him being on YouTube for so long. When you've seen it all, done it all, you don't really give a fuck that much. And because he don't give a fuck that much, on this particular thing is kind of hurting him, because it was back in his earlier days, he would have cared to clearly explain that point just to get it out of the way. Now, if you just join the stream, Destiny did explain, but he didn't explain during the live. And he did it a little bit too technical. But if you rewind the video, I kind of broke it down and made it more easier for you to understand. And at the way that Destiny explained it, I believe Destiny. I believe that I don't believe that he was being hypocritical, because those two things don't have anything to do with each other. Whether you're going to sell a bag of chips just to give somebody a bag of chips, or you to lie and sell a bag of chips to someone and tell them that's going to be worth like $1 million a year later. So I believe him, but you know what I'm saying? That's because I understood it, but I don't think the audience would have understood it in the way that he explained it. But he could have made this so much more faster had he done that.
Every single person on the internet. Every single person on the internet, okay?
Yeah, he is.
Pushing NFTs is just trying to find a bigger sucker.
Every single person on the internet
every one of them
pushing NFTs is trying to find a bigger sucker. Every single person. Then let's see who's pushing NFTs with a big smile on their face too, talking about that they can make money. Pay attention.
Basically buy and sell. You buy and sell Twitch clips, and you get an NFT that you can get autographed by the streamer.
Yo, side note, Destiny is also, if you really think about it, he making Saint and Sinner look bad on his pre-comment before the debate, when he was trying to put him down for not having a degree in music. Destiny didn't finish his degree in music, but he playing the hell out that piano back there with ease. So it just goes to show you don't have to have the degree to be good at music. So that kind of kills his pre-argument that he had. He just trolling the shit out of the Saint and Center on his own show, playing the piano. Now, if anybody's wondering, John, would you ever go on Saint and Center show to debate him? The answer is absolutely not. And I'll explain in detail why. The ad hominem attacks, the fact that he's good at jokes. I'm really, really good at jokes. I'm really, really can throw that shit out there and do the same thing that he does with ease. And you guys have seen me do people like that on my channel. That's not a reason I won't go. The fact that he's articulate, he's good at debating, that's not a reason I won't go, because he actually doesn't even use his skill at debating that I think that he's good at. So that's not a reason I won't go. What you're watching on the screen is why I would never go on Saint and Sinner channel. When you give somebody the power over you on going their channel, we see Destiny at the bottom, but we're looking at Destiny's YouTube channel. When you don't see Destiny at the top right, that means that Saint and Sinner has put him in the background. So at any time, Saint and Sinner has shows a propensity to mute other guests. And as he has them muted, he's roasting and talking major shit about them. So it's not giving you the fair shake to respond back. And he's going to have Destiny in the background. And a lot of people would have left. When you see Destiny in the bottom right of the screen on his channel, that's showing you on the program StreamYards that Saint and Sinner is using, Destiny is still there. He gangster with it. He like, I ain't going no fucking where. So that's why Saint and Sinner is able to push a button, bring him back, push a button to make him leave. Destiny is like, I'm with all the bullshit. I ain't running no motherfucking where. So he's stuck in the background. So we see Destiny on his channel. But if you're watching this from Saint and Sinner's channel, you don't see Destiny. Any man that will mute another person or throw another person out of the way to talk shit about it isn't a man I want to put myself in the position for them to do the same thing to me, because I know I'm going to be very potent at the way I debate, and chances are going to be very strong that they're going to want to do me the same way. Would I debate Saint and Sinner on any other channel? With ease, on any subject that I feel that I'm right in.
Streamer. Who the clip is of. Oh my God. Did you know that? And 10% of the revenue.
I would absolutely debate Destiny on his channel, because he's had so many people on his channel that he does let them speak. You just go watch Destiny channel. You're going to get your shit off. Not only are you going to get your shit off, but when they respond, they're going to respond. When I say they, because he'll have other people too, but Destiny himself, he will respond specifically to what you say. So I would feel comfortable having a discussion with Destiny on his channel, because he doesn't do those tactics. Yes.
Okay. Now,
he's selling NFTs. Now let's go to the racism clip real quick. Let's go to.
Wait a second. You're really not going to tell me what? You're not going to tell me. You're not going to tell me what an NFT is.
This is the most important.
You're going to go through all of that. You're going to tell me you're making NFTs on the command line. And you're not going to answer a single question. You're really not.
All right. Here's the racism clip right here.
Unbelievable.
Now, I want you guys to understand this. And it's funny when you see a racist.
Wait, did he mute me?
Pretend as though they're not.
Just to show y'all how bad this is. You know, I always tell y'all to be detailed, don't be generic. Saint and Sinner, he's not even being generic. He left the whole conversation. He could just say, like, if you know for a fact you can make NFTs off the command prompt, you would be livid right now. You'd be like, what the fuck you mean you can't make a NFT off the command prompt? That any normal person, that would be their response. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, we all know if you hit the enter button when you're typing on Microsoft Word, it's going to go down to the next line. We all know it. So if a person says, wait, you can't go to the next line if you hit the enter button, what's the first thing you're going to say? Yes, the fuck you can. It's just going to come out of your mouth. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? You can do that. Saint and Sinner not even being generic. He's not even, yeah, you can make it from the command prompt. He realized he said something that doesn't make any sense, so he's trying to run from it. He's discombobulated because he's good on offense. He's not good on defense when he's razzled. He doesn't know how to pivot. He doesn't know how to change course, from what I've been seeing on the video, especially when he went against this other smaller black YouTuber that really dug in his past. He just flagged that dude video down because that dude was saying some real shit, breaking down his past business ventures after he told the guy and told all of us, feel free to look into what he does for a living, like he did Destiny earlier in the video. So the fact that he's not even willing to be generic, it further lets you think he's fucking lying. And I'm being nice by saying let you think, by not trying to say he's lying as a fact, even though I feel that. But let's continue.
Shit, I think he muted me. Okay, I'm going to mute him until he unmutes me. When he unmutes me, he can like wave his hands or whatever, I guess. Because I'm not going to play his shit for free on my stream, right? I charge people a lot of money to be on my stream if they want to, if they want free advertising. Just leave. His goal isn't to have a convo. Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that. Well, I didn't know it was going to be this bad, but holy shit. Go back to the...
I have a challenge for both guys. The Saint and Sinner's next live, especially as the advantage, because even if he didn't know what an NFT was and he got so embarrassed that he took the video down, his next live, he should go on and explain what an NFT is. That should be easy. I feel because Destiny was too technical with his answer, he should explain why he contradicted himself in those 2 clips. With me, he exonerated himself. I believe Destiny, but everybody might not have got it like me. So I think on his next live, Destiny should go live and break it down. And I hate to say, like, you know, for dumb people, but you guys know what I mean. He needs to go live and break that down for dumb people. I apologize. Why those 2 clips contradicted themselves, and then Saint and Sinner should go live and explain 2 things. What is an NFT? He should easily get that. He had a full day to research it, and he should explain how you can make an NFT from a command prompt. Let's see what that happened.
The car chase?
Stop. Get up.
Okay, hold on. Well, they already got the dude. It's always this bad with losers like this. Not all of them. Like even most of like the red pill people aren't this bad.
He's still backstage. He still hasn't allowed Destiny to come back on his channel yet.
To be fair, Destiny admitted was that he made. Well, in order to have the conversation with the guy, like he has to know what an NFT is. If he doesn't even know what an NFT is, there's no way that, like, I can't even begin to have the conversation. And I don't think he knows. I don't think he's any idea. This dude's master's degree is in teaching, by the way, not education. When he says he's a master's, it means he was a classroom assistant for a year. He wasn't writing a thesis or anything of that manner. Oh, shit.
Things you should observe here. Number one.
Oh, wait, does he still muted?
I said a number of things that he didn't respond to at all. Number one.
Test.
I said a number of things that he didn't respond. Okay. I said he's playing video games, and
I'm willing to bet that the Saint and Sinner's heart is beating fast, because let me tell y'all what I can see that y'all can't see. I'm gonna tell you what Saint and Sinner can see when you're using the program StreamYards. For the people who've never used StreamYards, if I put a link for you to join my live right now and you click that link, you're gonna go into this little area in the corner on my screen. I see you and I know you there. Once I see you there, I have to click to add you to my stream. So even though we can't see Destiny on Saint and Sinner's channel, the Saint and Sinner clearly sees from the background of how we view StreamYards, he sees that Destiny is still there. So for all the stuff he playing, he know Destiny watching. I guarantee you he wants Destiny to leave. And so it got to be making him nervous, like, damn, this motherfucking white boy still here. Fuck. He got to be upset that he still sees that Destiny ain't gone nowhere.
Don't disrespect him. He's a technologist. He's memeing you. He still can't answer a question. AI is never going to. Why does merely possessing the faculty for conscience give moral worth? Why not wait until the actualization of those faculties? What, like for people like this? Get a whiteboard so you can hold up meme signs.
There's some real Inception shit that's got to be hard to explain to the person, because like they're probably thinking, why is Saint and Sinner muted now? We are watching Saint and Sinner channel through Destiny's channel. So Destiny is playing, he was playing him and himself on Saint and Sinner channel. So on Destiny's channel, he has muted the live video because he doesn't care to hear it, because he feels he's not going to answer what an NFT is. So he's just clowning and having fun at this point. But I can't wait. I think we're almost close to a Saint and Sinner is going to have people come on as guests, and they about to roast the shit out of his ass. This is some of the best trolling I've seen in years on YouTube.
Shadow is spamming. What is an NFT? I want to know what an NFT. I want to know. Can you guys ask him? I want to know what is an NFT.
He might not know how to live his life in terms of morals, but he knows how to get to the bag. Shout out to him.
Who is this degenerate loser?
So first off, let's see. The first thing he says is, "Who's this degenerate?"
Are you on a stream?
Term
well, he's got me like in a StreamYard, but he has me muted. So we're just. What would you?
Hey, I don't want to accuse nobody or nothing, but I just figured something out. I figured out what Saint and Sinner was doing, and now I figured out why I didn't know. I'm like, Saint and Sinner never showed what he said, why he said that Destiny was racist. That clip that Saint and Sinner was just playing, that's what I was talking about earlier. when Destiny said like black men or black people, he's about to go DEFCON 5 on. You have to rewind the video. I'm not going to explain it again, but I already broke down what Destiny did that was wrong. But so I guess I was wrong to say that Saint and Sinner didn't bring it up. He did just bring it up, but Destiny had it muted. Now, Destiny, you watch this. Did you just mute that part on purpose? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't accuse nobody of thought crimes. I don't want anybody to accuse me of thought crimes, but like it's really convenient that when Saint and Sinner bring up what he claimed that you said that was racist, that you have it muted on your stream. That's all I'm gonna say. It is convenient.
Your defensive end to the argument that he was making. I never said that there's no use case for NFTs. When I was saying that all NFTs are a scam, the conversation we were talking about were people that were buying and selling NFTs to get rich, especially in the context of Andy Milonakis and all of the people that are like making these NFTs, trying to trade them on Twitter and shit. There are like, because the thing is, if you've listened to my stream, me and Dan have talked about legitimate uses for NFTs. They do exist. They're out there.
My boy Milk,
but like
in
people
the building.
like clip chip like one thing. Like I've never in my life told somebody you're going to get rich buying and selling NFTs, which was my original criticism of it. But it's extra annoying when there are people like this that want to like go hard on the NFT thing, and they don't even know what an NFT is.
In the Saint and Sinner's defense, he has came on multiple times to say that he likes ethnic women, black women. You know, I'm just telling you what he said. I don't know if it's true or not, but he has come on multiple times and says that that's his preference of what he dates.
Years, you would be the actual definition of degenerate. So that's just a bit of ironic comedy from this guy. But let's get back to what else he says, because he was clearly very angry. It was an emotional outburst because he's name calling. I actually gave him a compliment. I said, hey, you're a real good hustler. You know how to earn money on the backs of other people. That's a compliment. Then he got angry, called me a degenerate, and even called me a loser. And then he goes straight into racism. And
I feel like I usually don't.
Well, why did you mute that? Soon as Saint and Sinner said you went into racism, bruh. Like, now you being super duper duper convenient, Destiny. Come on, bruh. Like, as soon as Saint and Sinner said he's being racist, you know he's following that right now to show what he said about the DEFCON. You muted it again. That's just, come on, bruh.
I don't like to hit people here too, but I think the guy's probably poor as well. The only people that I've ever seen that like do this shit, like an entrepreneur, teacher, blah, 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 are usually people that are trying to make a quick buck scamming people. And it's not usually people that are pretty wealthy, but that's just my guess. I could be wrong, but
I'm never a fan of putting down a whole group of people just because you
start spamming, typing his YouTube chat too, just his own audience knows you are still there.
You don't need to put down a whole group of people to get it.
Well, I don't spam audiences. That would be unethical.
Let me know. One guy.
In your own words, can you explain what an NFT is? I never cared to learn. It's kind of complicated, but I think essentially what an NFT is there's some every kind of data that you see on your screen is ultimately reducible to zeros and ones, or there's some sort of way that you can take all of the data and compress it using an algorithm to like move digits and pixels in different areas. And it's called a hash, essentially. That's like the quick and dirty version of it. And an NFT is essentially like a demarcation, I think, on some kind of blockchain. I think it was usually on what was the one? Ethereum, I think, is where a lot of NFTs were. So an NFT is like a part of a blockchain where there is a hash there, and the owner of that hash is a person that has to be like a unique thing because everybody in that blockchain agrees essentially on what it is.
I don't know what an NFT is, but if I would have known what an NFT is, I would explain it like Destiny doing, and then I would have followed it up with something more palatable with an example, like sort of how I did with the potato chip bag to explain why his two videos contradicted itself. I think that's very important to do when you're talking about something very, very complicated. And I think that from what I'm seeing of Destiny, he's not really good at doing that. He's really great at explaining stuff to people who already know what he's talking about. And he sort of admits that because he's saying, like, I can't have a conversation with you if you don't know what it is. You should be able to explain what you know and how you feel about anything to anyone. You know, I can explain anything that I'm proficient in. I can explain, I have a degree in creative writing. I can explain the hero's journey to people who don't know anything about creative writing and the hero's journey and how that's important to a story. I can explain that if you want to be a writer, you need to buy the book Save the Cat. So like the Bible for it, I can explain why that book is important. I can explain this to anyone. It doesn't have to be another fellow writer. Anything that you're proficient in, especially if you're out here publicly, you should have the ability to at least a little bit explain it to people who don't know what you're talking about. You shouldn't only rely on people that's already in that know or that area.
That's essentially what an NFT is. It's basically like a digital unique item, and the uniqueness is verified by whatever blockchain it's based off of. It doesn't have to be Ethereum. I think you can have NFTs from other blockchains, but generally from Ethereum. But this guy has no idea. As soon as this guy said you can build an NFT from the command line, I don't think this guy has any idea what. I don't think he knows what. Oh shit! Wait, am I muted? Hello?
Is homophobia a real thing?
Oh, I don't know. Are you scared of me? It seems like you are because you keep muting me.
Is homophobia a real thing?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Let's help you out real quick.
Yeah, help me, please.
So,
my technologist friend.
Yeah, right. So words have ideology, right? And this is clearly one such word, homophobia. Let's begin with the term homophobia. Phobia, the suffix phobia, is a type of anxiety or disorder, usually defined as a persistent fear of an object or situation. Do you think that most people are scared or in fear of homosexuality?
Now, if you notice what happened here, this is something that the Saint and Sinner is comfortable talking about because he's already debated people about the word homophobia. And what they try to do in this situation is sort of say that any phobia is supposed to be an extreme fear, a fear of water. I don't know. Only one I know off the top of my head is spiders, arachnophobia from the movie Arachnophobia, fear of spiders. So he's saying that homophobia is not a fear of homosexuals. So that word is a made up word. Now, if it were me, this is fucking child's play to debunk because we have so many words in the English language that don't appear to come from something else that sounds like it or have the same ending connotations. Homophobia is a real word because we say it. Now, this is where my degree do come in that I can speak on. And I'll make it palatable for people who don't have a degree in writing. You have descriptive and you have prescriptive writing. The prescriptive writing is literal, the definition of a word. Descriptive grammar or writing is how we talk before we make it a word with a definition. In order for a word to be prescriptive, it's oftentimes descriptive first. So I'll give an example so everybody can understand. In the late 1990s, because of a rap group called the Hot Boys, everyone in America started saying bling bling. I won't even do bling bling because bling bling is like 99% there, but it's not all the way there because it's not in every definition. I'll use the word ain't. Ain't is not prescriptive grammar. It wasn't prescriptive grammar. It was speaking incorrectly, ain't. But now it's no longer descriptive. It was descriptive because it's something we say. It doesn't have a definition. It's no longer descriptive. It's now prescriptive. Prescriptive means it now has a definition. You can look at Webster's dictionary and you can find the word ain't. So that's a clear example of how a word could be descriptive, something we say it first, and then enough people start saying it. This is how all languages are formed. Languages are formed from another language that comes before, and it's a lot of times descriptive. And then another society starts saying these descriptive things so much that it becomes prescriptive and it becomes its own language. So just because all these other words like arachnophobia means fear of spiders doesn't mean that homophobia has to mean fear of homosexuals. It was a descriptive word. We start saying that it's now prescriptive. I would have explained that to his audience in that exact manner, but I digress. Hot Boys made bling bling. I don't know how much it held up, but I remember at one point we was shocked that they had put bling bling in the dictionary. So bling bling would have went from descriptive to prescriptive, but I stopped using that as an example because I don't know if bling bling is still in the dictionary right now. So I went with the word ain't. I know the word ain't is in the dictionary right now. So it went from descriptive to prescriptive, just like homophobia. So the saint and sinner is literally wrong.
Sexuals? You believe that?
Okay.
But he took me off my point. That wasn't the point I was gonna make. What I was gonna make is because the saint and sinner has already debated this reasoning with the word homophobia, he now finally, after about 20 minutes, brings back on his stream. He brings Destiny on about the word homophobia because he feels comfortable. This is something he's debated. He kept him behind the scenes the entire time because he knew he fucked up and he could not debate on NFTs. He could not debate on NFTs because he doesn't know what it means. And he said some silly shit that he taught a seminar teaching people how to do it from the command prompt when that's literally impossible. So you see, you watch people enough, you learn who they are.
When we talk about fear of homosexuals, can I ask you like a quick thing about that for the fear of homosexuals?
So you're answering a question with a question.
Well, yeah, but it's related to it. But it's related to that. Let me answer. I'm just curious. Can you tell me what an NFT is? Like, can you explain it, please?
This is very good. This is very good. I like this.
I just need to hear you. I just need to hear it.
I want everyone to observe that.
They're observing right now. You're a technologist. Tell me, please.
Is he's trying his best.
He put me in the back. He put me backstage again.
If this was a conversation about
oh shit, what's going on here? Well, I'm talking to technologist, entrepreneur.
He took him back off the stream. Remember, if you do not see Destiny in the top right corner, he's no longer on the saint and sinner screen. He's stuck in the saint and sinner's background where only the saint and sinner can see him and no one on YouTube can see him. The only reason we see Destiny in the bottom right corner is because we're watching his channel. So he's still on his channel, but he's in the background. Why? I think you already know the answer. Why did Saint and Sinner immediately throw Destiny back in the background? Because Destiny went back on a subject he fucked himself over with and Saint and Sinner is not comfortable with, which is NFTs. Whenever NFTs come up, Saint and Sinner doesn't know how to pivot, move, or get out of trouble. He's only good at offense. So he just runs from the situation, which is completely against the character that he tries to put up of himself, that he can stand in the fire and go at it with anyone, but you can't go at it against Destiny on NFTs that you brought up. It'd be different if Destiny came and bringing up something out of your league, but you brought it up. And I told y'all what someone says first matters. Of all talking points Saint and Sinner had against Destiny, the Saint and Sinner himself, his first talking points was NFTs. And now he doesn't want to talk about it and he runs away from it.
A star, the Saint and the Sinner, Johns Hopkins graduation master student. Okay, talking to me, the lowly college dropout loser. What is he talking about when he references the command line? I don't know. PowerShell? It's just a spooky tech word that he thinks he can use to scare me off because he thinks that I know as little about technology as he does. I have no idea. This is a guy that, unironically, if you were to stick him in a Vim terminal, he'd never find his way out. He actually cannot close Vim. He couldn't do it. He'd be lost in there forever, guys.
Why are you trying to distract? You asked me at the beginning, what's it about? I said, we're going to go through your background. Then we're going to go through your racism. And then we're going to go through the lie of homophobia. Why can't you?
Lies, 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 lies. I hate fucking lies. You said you was going to go through his background. Call him out about NFTs and the contradiction of NFTs. Then homophobia, then racism. You literally did this on your stream. Your first talking point out of your own fucking mouth was NFTs. So now when you list, because you're cooked and you caught, you strategically don't mention this in your little fucking outline. And you go around calling people beta and shit.
You talk about that. Why are you trying to distract?
I wanted to talk about the NFT thing.
You're scared.
I'm not scared. That's why I'm ready to go head on with any.
According to Google, bling bling is still in the dictionary. So that's a clear example of how a word could first be descriptive, such as every word in the fucking English language. Descriptive. And then you use it enough as a society, it becomes prescriptive. Homophobia is prescriptive now.
And I just want to say the funny thing about a guy like you is that they all were saying that you were going to be great at debating. They said that you're going to be great at debating, but really all you do is red herrings. You know what that is, right?
Red herring? I don't know what that means. Is that like a Native American insult or what?
When you run away from the actual topic at hand.
Well, we were talking about.
So that means that you do red herrings and you do ad hominem attacks. You do two fallacies off the top of my head right now. Every time NFT comes up, you're going to run. You literally ran twice and threw the man in the background. And now you're about to bring about 6-7 people on your stream who all about to clown the shit out of you about NFTs, and you're going to throw them off. So by what you're saying right now, you have done far more red herrings than Destiny on your own stream.
NFTs, and now you're running away to the next. You want to talk about dicks and shit again? You seem gayer than I am. Oh shit! Fucking mute.
Threw him off again.
Oh, poor thing. Poor fella. Let's go back to him. Here we go.
He's playing more of my clips.
So this is what the guy.
I'm getting free advertising on the student stream. All right, we'll go ahead and just we'll chill. We need a key. I always feel like I'm always in like E flat, A flat. We can do E minor.
Check this out, y'all. Like someone says right here, Mr. Puggin said that weird part was he wanted to debate and Saint had that lady in the background feeding info to him. Now, this is my subjective opinion. As she always helps him, there's absolutely no way at this point she has not given him what an NFT is in some kind of definition of Google search. The problem is, how quick are you? The Saint and Center on many videos has bragged about how quick he was, especially on the videos breaking down DJ Academics, where he says DJ Academics is not quick on his feet. If it's true, we don't know if it's true, but if she has already fed him the definition behind the scenes of what an NFT is, that means he's not quick with it to look and try to form that into his own words. Sad.
Do you think he's pretending to his audience you're leaving on your own each time? Well, no, I think they can see when he puts me in the back room. I understand like oh shit.
And I'm gonna be fair to Saint and Center too. You know what I'm saying? I'm pointing out any wrong I see. I'm pointing out any right I see. At the same time, like Destiny, for this live audience, he did for us on his channel later, but for he didn't answer the contradiction question, even though we do have his answer now. And he didn't answer the racism question about DEFCON 5 on black people or black men. I have to say both because I don't remember the second word he said. He has not answered those. So the Saint and Center is right on that. That's just fact. I'm not putting on nobody, picking nobody, putting them down. It's just fact. You know, Saint and Center is running from NFTs, and it seems that Destiny will not answer these two things.
Ready to actually discuss like the topic at hand, or are you like still trying to go back so that you could try to like win like a small battle that's irrelevant?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm here to engage.
Fantastic. Okay,
go ahead.
Like one time you're playing the piano and it's like sad, all the tactics are quite childish.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us why there's a disproportionate amount of pedophilia is homosexual in nature?
I think that the issue is that the reason why a lot of homosexual people tend towards these behaviors has a lot to do with NFTs. And I have to know if you can describe an NFT to me in order for us to advance. Because if you don't know how to describe an NFT, you're a technologist, right? So you should be
back in the background. Back in the background.
People come on though. Drop.
The only argument the Saint and Sinner would have would be if Destiny came on his stream to try to insert an NFT conversation because he knew the Saint and Sinner didn't know anything about it. That would have been a great defense for Saint and Sinner. But the fact that this is the first argument the Saint and Sinner brought up, and he keeps running from it. You can't, like, yo, you got to be prepared. Look, you know what I'm saying? I watch people. I've been on here about 12 years, the same as Destiny been on here. Well, I got multiple YouTube channels. Multiple. I learned someone's always out there that can pull your card, because you may think that you're the smartest person in the world, but you're subjecting yourself to millions of people, and you're going to fuck around if you know what you're talking about and make a fool of yourself. And it's live. It's not even a video he can edit. This is fucking live. So he shook. There's no way out for Saint and Sinner, man.
Drop the link in if one of those people want to come on.
With camera on.
Yeah, with camera on. Absolutely.
We'll get to some chats.
Yeah.
You can't possibly think this makes him looks good, right? Well, so his interview strategy is like, basically the question is like, you railroad a certain number of questions, and then that always leads to like your answer. But that's all. It's just a giant railroad. He's unironically, he's Jesse Lee Peterson. That's what he's doing. It's the same thing. But like, we're trying to figure out like, what's the most fun way.
The best way to keep your reputation cool if you want to be in the quote unquote debate world on YouTube, because someone's always going to be better than you. Someone's always going to be smarter than you. You're never going to be the smartest person in the fucking world on any topic. The best way to keep yourself from looking like a fool is to, one, just be honest. Two, instead of having the purpose to destroy someone, have the purpose to say why you feel what you feel, listen to why they feel what they feel. If you see something you disagree with, you'll expound upon that. If you find out new information from that person, just open like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. If you do it that way, you will never look like a fucking fool on the internet. It's when you become pompous and you go out here to give off this air of arrogance that you know it all. And that, I mean, the topic on this video that was on Saint and Sinner, that he was going to destroy Destiny, and now he's getting clowned, and now he's about to get clowned by everybody he brings on the stream. The best way, just be honest with yourself, bro. It's not a chest pumping contest. It's an information gathering contest to give out your information and see their information, where it contrasts or where it comes together at. That's all it should be.
Way they're gonna like play back, since obviously we're not here to have any real conversation, which is unfortunate because there is an interesting conversation that could be had here. But
his whole thing is, you know what? I know what it's like to be a black man, because you know, after I finish having sex with a man, like, and I pull my penis out, it's brown just like yours. You know, I know what it's like to be a person of color.
I'm not laughing at what Saint and Sinner is saying. I'm laughing at Destiny playing the piano.
So, you know, Mr. Stinky Cock is over here acting like he is not a racist, when in actual fact he clearly is, and he hates African American culture. And what's more, the left.
Let me see how much farther we got to go before he brings people on to clown him. 50. We at what? We have 54 minutes. They come on at 101. I'll see. It was 55 minutes because it's 54 minutes, 55 seconds. So got about 6 minutes. I'll look and see if these 6 minutes are worth it. If not, I'll skip right to it, because I want y'all to not leave until y'all hear the fun of these people clowning the shit out of Saint and Sinner. These are regular people. Saint and Sinner, you know, he's always well groomed. He always like to really belittle the people who come on his stream. The first thing he does is say, let me look in your background. And he wants to clown their way of living. And he wants to clown them for not being on his level. Yeah, these are going to be regular little young ass motherfuckers in t-shirts and shitty webcams, and going to make him look stupid.
Left is so dishonest. We see them create terms like homophobia to confuse you and I. And they do many more things. Like, for example, they're overly represented. They're only about 3% of the human population that self-identify around the world as homosexual or LGBTQ. Yet, we have the gay mafia pushing their agenda to everyone. And what he was failing to address, he tries to get comical when you ask him a real question. I said, well, why is it that mostly when child molestation occurs, it's a gay guy doing it? And most of the heroes in the LGBTQ movement, for example, Harvey Milk, who's like the Martin Luther King.
If I were Destiny, I would answer the homophobia question just because it's not him versus Saint and Sinner. It's also him giving out information for horrible stereotypes that people have against gay people. Quickly answer that, nip it in the bud. And then after I got my full answer out, I would have turned the final thing I said into the joke, reverting back to NFTs to not let this motherfucker off the hook. So I would have clowned too because this kept becoming comical, but I still would have taken the opportunity to explain that viewpoint and also make him look further stupid by leaving him with no ability to say that I'm dodging anything and that you're solely the one dodging. I understand why Destiny's not doing it. Destiny is feeling, motherfucker, you won't answer one thing, so why should I sit on here and answer all the shit you throwing at me? I get that point, but I still would have done it because it's just easy to answer how I feel on the subject and still bring his ass back to the fire.
King of the LGBTQ, he's on record having had a pederasty relationship with a 16-year-old boy. So we see that these types are very much so always into this situation. And you can see government studies where it states that 73% of adult male homosexuals
my man playing the fuck out that piano.
A minor as an adult, which is to say a boy.
Y'all do me a favor because
when you
it
ask
sounds weird
someone,
to
I
me
saw someone in the chat, they said, well, what's the danger of homosexuality?
Talking, like I don't pause it, like
the
I'm
danger is that there
y'all still hear
many
me
of them
clearly?
are pedophiles,
Can you not hear
especially
what I'm
on the
saying
male
right
side.
now?
And
If I talk,
second,
type of one,
it's not even healthy.
When I'm talking,
For example,
they're talking.
Studies also point out that males have incontinence in older age, which is to say that they're crapping themselves because it's not how I should be going in.
So we have Damo said, wow, shout out to the Saint, be going in. Joe sent a few super chats. It says, class has begun. Idris said, the Saint is the real deal. Charlie said, okay, we're going to read this. You're sounding really insecure avoiding this debate. You're making us on the right look really bad.
I'm not going to lie. I thoroughly love watching the Saint and Sinner destroy DJ Academic. It's a thing of beauty. And I agree with a lot of points he's been saying about DJ Academics, but at the same time, he might want to leave DJ Academics alone because DJ Academics can destroy his whole channel. There was a very small YouTuber, a black guy, who broke down Saint and Sinner's entire life, went into his books and broke down how he never made money off the two products that he said that he invented, showed that he really didn't invent these products. He went to somewhere like where you can buy stuff in bulk. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with buying stuff in bulk. It's just when you lie about it. Like he bought, like, I'm gonna give an example. Like there's a YouTuber that went and bought like millions of phone cases. And then he went on his channel to say that he invented this new technology of phone cases. No, he just went and bought a bulk of it from some Chinese company and put them out there like his. So what that black guy was able to do was show that this is something that Saint and Sinner did. This is the other black guy word is not mine. I don't dig into nobody's life like that. But it was a very damaging video for Saint and Sinner. And Saint and Sinner only got off because that guy's channel was small. But if someone as large as DJ Academics, with how he goes off when he gets on his Henny and drink, if DJ Academics get a hold of that video and find out what he's able to break down, and not even DJ Academics, if Destiny finds this video out, he portrays himself having these successful businesses, but the numbers, the actual numbers that this guy was able to find, I mean, it was a very thorough breakdown of Saint and Sinner, and I thought that Saint and Sinner would be destroyed, but the guy's channel was small. But if that guy still got that video and he goes to a larger platform and be like, look, go download this video out here I made and watch it, and you can see the whole. If someone big gets a hold of this information, the Saint and Sinner is going to be in a lot of public ridicule and YouTube trouble. And the video that the Saint and Sinner made coming back at that smaller YouTuber after the smaller YouTuber made the video, it was the first time I had ever seen the Saint and Sinner really shook. All the bravado and all the confidence he normally has, it was completely gone off of that live. So, you know, if one smaller guy can do it, it's only a matter of time before a larger YouTuber does it. So we'll see what happens.
No, the psyops.
Yeah, I'm not on the right.
Pete Crawley said, peace to the Saints. Destiny will realize what real clout is at the end of this, hopefully.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, he wants to distract, and I won't let him distract. Like, he asks, like, silly questions. Like, what's an NFT? Like, that's just silly. Like, it's completely irrelevant to the conversation. And this is a debate tactic, right? Like, if you put someone's feet to the fire, they're going to try to go away from that and go to something irrelevant. And I'm not going to let it happen. Absolutely not.
Okay, on Cash App, we have Adam said peace to the saints. Gage said peace to the saints tuition.
Peace to the saints.
Jamal said for doing the Lord's work.
In a real
Justin
way.
said Warrior King activated, peace to the saints.
In a real
Lamar
way.
said tuition, you're changing people's lives for the better.
True.
Jay Gustavo said unleash all heck.
Right. And the weird thing, too, is you have to ask yourself, what kind of guy who gets into a debate starts playing instruments while the debate is going just to distract and create chaos? It's a clear indication that they're trying to use strategies to gaslight or to inflame rather than engaging intellectually.
I'm going to skip around these last 3 minutes here and see if there's anything funny or of merit or interesting. If not, I'm going to skip right to the part where he has callers come in. So I'm just going to skip around and see what happens. Okay. It's only it's 58 minutes right now. And the people come on at 101. Fuck it. Let me I'll play the last 3 minutes. I'm going to play the last 3 minutes without me talking so we can get through this.
When someone lacks the ability to engage intellectually, they have strategies. Like, this is not an NFT debate. So it's like, well, why keep asking? That's just silliness. It's theater. It's clear theater. It has nothing to do with the current topic.
True.
Okay, we have Justin Time says
You're not gonna unmute me?
He said his name, he can't super chat. We'll look into that. Xavier said killing him, peace to the saints. Colton said these racist Skittle guzzling nerds are getting out of hand.
Indeed.
Michael said, could I post some of your clips?
Yeah, absolutely.
And to the followers, please send some on Cash App and PayPal so I can actually see them. We have Anthony said, peace to the saints. I recently bagged this white girl. I piped first night and again after that. She comes from a wealthy family. I built up some rapport. I'm not sure how to go about getting funds from her. Any tips?
Number one, you want to make sure that, obviously there's a saintly thing to do and there's the sinner thing. You asked me how to do the wrong thing. I'm going to tell you the right way to do the wrong thing. So number one is you want to build rapport, obviously. Once you know that she's into you, then you set your standard and let her know nothing else will do. So the fact is, she's going to give it to you if you demonstrate that there's need and you demonstrate that that's the standard expectation for her and she has it to give. Good luck with that.
Okay, Jordan said, peace to the saints. Thank you for showing how to be a real leader.
Yeah, this guy's funny. I mean, just imagine like a grown man starts playing instruments while you're having a conversation.
This dude is so fucking triggered right now.
A leader, sir.
Absolutely.
Put him to rest.
Absolutely.
Joshua from the conference.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says, "What is an NFT?" As soon as when the police pull me over, you've been speeding. What is an NFT?
That's what the whole chat says. Like, they think it's funny.
It is funny.
Joshua said $50. He said tuition.
Shout out, baller alert.
Jelani said, peace to the saints, tuition.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man, this is not interesting. He's calling out so I'm going to skip around the final. It's 59, 53. Why do I always end at like 50-something seconds? So really like 2 minutes. I'm just skipping around the last 2 minutes. So let's get to the callers calling in because I just feel like laughing.
By the way, Josh was actually able to win. So he's talking about irrelevant things. Now, here's the thing.
He's not talking about irrelevant things if it's a topic that you brought up. You brought up NFTs. How is it relevant on your show on something you talked about and you asked the man about? That doesn't make any, y'all got to stop being followers. I want more people to be leaders. Just because you're in someone's comment section doesn't mean that they're your leader. I don't look at it like I'm the leader of anybody here. I pride myself on having an actual audience. That doctors come on here, lawyers come on my channels, all kind of people, the FBI agents, people all across. I don't give a damn about your job title. I had a fucking janitor that's really, really smart. A very intelligent stripper. Just because you're in somebody's audience doesn't mean you have to be a blind follower. You can like the saint and sinner and still say you're wrong because you called that man up about NFTs and he's trying to ask you about it. It is relevant to the subject. Two things can exist at the same time. Just because you're a quote unquote fan of saint and sinner doesn't mean that you have to believe in everything or go against your own morals and principles, what you see in your face. And what you see in your face is a man who's running from the first topic he asked Destiny about. We need more fucking leaders in the world. I don't want no fucking followers around me. If I'm wrong on something, call my ass out. I'm always open to learn from it, man. I ain't better than nobody, and neither is saint and sinner.
I clearly showed 2 videos where he's a fraud. He says, don't buy it. It's a fraud. Then he starts selling it. So he is a fraud. Then what does he do? He starts distracting rather than explaining. How do you flip-flop from saying this is bad and then trying to make money off of it. And then he just starts with the nonsense. Games.
Okay,
Games.
Jalen said peace to the Saints. This is a headache.
Are you really going to engage in an international
bad nonsense? Games.
Hey,
y'all watch this shit. Yeah. Hey man, you know, you gotta be careful with fucking with somebody with millions of subscribers, bro. You gotta be careful with fucking with people who got a million subs, man. These motherfuckers, and he got real nerds, man. You don't want to fuck with nerds on nerd topics. And I don't mean nerd in a derogatory or bad way. I'm a nerd. You know what I'm saying? That shit is beautiful. Ain't nothing wrong with being intelligent.
One of Destiny's acolytes.
Are you really going to engage in international?
Matt, do you have can you pop in some headphones? I'll pop you back. I'll bring you back on when you get here. Okay, this guy's name is Destiny Fan 1, so that's good. So we know where he stands. Hey there, do you have something you'd like to bring up?
One second, hold on. I need to connect my AirPods so I don't have the same issue.
Telling me to hold on, man.
Audio.
Hey there, you have something you want to bring up on Destiny's behalf since he's not able to represent himself?
Oh, yeah. Well, we were talking about like homophobia.
Yo, I just want to quickly say it's fucked up to say that a man can't represent himself when you see him in your queue behind the scenes and you are preventing him from coming up. That's kind of foul. And that's what I'm saying. Like, don't pretend like you'll debate anybody on anything and you always want that smoke and then do somebody like this. It makes you lose credibility, man. You know, what is your goal? Is your goal to just get low-hanging fruit or around people who you think that are your fans and you think they aren't of intelligence? Or is your goal to go against people who are really intelligent and get in that ring and squab up for real? Like, come on, bro. Like, you're making yourself look sad, Saint and Sinner. And I thought that you was better than this, man. I always viewed you as someone who study, all areas. Even when I strongly disagree with your points, I always thought that what I liked about you is that you stand up and you can articulate and defend yourself. And I know that you can do it. But you're just showing me that once you no longer are able to go on the offense, you very much struggle at being defensive, which is why you do those super long hop backs when you spar. You're not really willing to engage. You want to throw your jab out there. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice little sneaky hook that you don't put too much effort in because if you fully commit on that hook, it's an opportunity for you to get punched back and countered. So it's like, I don't know, I'm seeing a consistency that underneath the smoke and mirrors, do you really believe in yourself, my dude?
Phobia and things like that, right?
Yeah, we're talking about the language of homophobia. Yes, it's a misnomer.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's not the actual, because, okay, so like I'm claustrophobic, right? So
like diagnosed, or you feel like you are claustrophobic?
I didn't really feel a need to get a definition because of how severe it is.
Okay.
But
y'all watch this shit. Follow the trolling. This is master trolling right here.
All right. But I'm not like afraid of it. It just makes me uncomfortable and I tend to not put myself in the situations or I try to dodge it.
Oh, dude, if this is an extended troll.
You realize that a phobia is like a mental illness or a disorder.
Oh, dude, if this is, oh my God, no way. Is he going to do it? No shot. He's not going to do it.
There's no medicine for like to help with that.
He's not going to do it.
There's no medicine for arachnophobia either, right? The fear of spiders.
No
but
shot.
The point is that it's something that is diagnosable and it's a real disorder. And there's actually a book with all of the known mental ailments.
Master Mind and Soul said, my analysis of this is sad. How much of this has you been watching? And again, I always teach my audience general statements like that. There's nothing wrong with them. But if it were me, I don't want my shot or my viewpoint to be a general statement. A general statement like you made is my opening statement. It's what I follow up with in detail that I want people to listen to me on. So your general opening statement is that my analysis of this is sad. Could you tell me in detail how my analysis of this on what I've said so far in this video, how that's sad? And I'll gladly respond to it, my dude. All right, so this is your supporting statement, and I'm going to respond to it. Okay, I don't mind responding to people, and I'm not going to take you out of context. Major Mind and Soul said, if someone tells me not to buy a Nissan because they're a scam, then start selling me a Nissan, do I need to know what a Nissan is to know he's full of crap? Makes no sense. Before I answer this right here, I want to ask you, did you watch this whole live? Because, you know, it's kind of boring to repeat stuff. Had you watched my video, I came on here and said it doesn't matter. The first thing I did when I paused it, and I went against Destiny and said it doesn't matter if Saint and Sinner knows what an NFT is for him to respond to that, because he should be focused on the audience who doesn't know. And since the audience doesn't know, these two clips put together make him look bad, like a scam. So that's the answer to the second part. So why would you come and throw that on me when I said that during my live? Unless you're going to say that you didn't see that part. And if you didn't see that part, do you think it's correct to insinuate negative about and make an assumption about what I said when you don't even know what the fuck I said? Now I'm going to answer your first part when you said if someone tells me about a Nissan, they're a scam, then start selling me a Nissan. Again, to me, that's a generic statement because that's not what Destiny said. Destiny said that NFTs are scams when you tell someone a lie that if they buy that NFT, then it's going to accumulate a lot of money in the future. I used a very clear analogy on this. You said, then start selling me a Nissan. I'm going to repeat it just for you, my analogy, to make this crystal clear. What Destiny was saying is, if I sell you a bag of potato chips, and the only reason I'm selling you this bag of potato chips is to say within 1 year, this bag of potato chips will be worth $1 billion. That's a fucking scam because it won't be. So people who do this are dishonest. When I sell this bag of chips, I'm just selling you this chip for this price. Eat the bag of chips just for right here. I'm not telling you it's a large investment that's going to bring you millions of dollars. That's more detailed. That's what he said. That's exactly what he explained. Now that you know that, do you want to go further and break that portion down? But now that you know that, there should be no reason to revert back to being generic and just saying, if I tell you not to buy a Nissan, then I start selling Nissans. It wasn't the fact of buying NFTs. It was the intent, the information you're giving people. If you're telling people wrong information that they're going to make all this money off of it when they're not, then that's the portion that's wrong. Where? First of all, where in my chat that people still want to know this? Because when I explained this earlier, I don't know if you were here or not. I hope you was not here. Either way, you're fucking wrong. Because if you're not here, you shouldn't make assumptions about me. If you were here, why didn't you not understand this information? Because when I said it, all the comments on my chat that I posted on the screen were saying, you made that very much more clear. I understand that now. So what is your supporting evidence that my chat still wants to know that? He said, you're saying that Destiny did not say that. Destiny literally said that. Did you watch this video, bro? Because I think that you should not speak unless you know what you're talking about. He literally said that. You're going to look stupid. Matter of fact, this is what I'm going to do for you. When this live is over with, I'm going to go and timestamp specifically where Destiny said that. All I did was add an analogy to it. He said if you're selling NFTs in the hopes of telling people that they're going to make all this money from it when they're not, then you're scamming. So, like, I'm trying to help you out, bro, so we can go back and laugh at how these dudes finna troll your boy. On Saints Live, he did not. Why would you say this sentence when I said that? I'm going to tell you what you're doing. You came on here, you saw partial of a video, and you thought this was a smear campaign against Saint in the center. On the portion of DEF CON on Black people, I went in on Destiny. I disagreed with him. I said good things that Saint and Center did. I said bad things he did. I said good things that Destiny did. I said bad things. I'm on no one's side. I'm calling my opinion based upon the information. So if I came on here and I stopped this video and told my audience, Destiny's problem is we know the explanation because he went back after the fact and put in a video where he explained it, but he never explained this while he was on Saint and Sinners Live. If I said that slowly in that detail, why would you then come on my channel to type he didn't say that on the Saints Live? That's fucking redundant. So I'm going to go back to my original question with you, Master, Major, Mind, and Soul. Did you not watch this video and come in here late? If so, why would you assume the negative about me when you don't know me? Or did you watch it and you did not understand it? Please answer that question for me if you want some more of my attention. I'm not the one.
Oh, dude, if this is an extended troll.
You realize that a phobia is like a mental illness or a disorder.
Oh, dude, if this is, oh my God, no way. Is he going to do it?
Yeah, you say you disagree with me on, and then when I asked you in detail, I literally just broke down and showed how every single portion that you said was wrong, and you made negative assumptions on some shit that you either didn't see or you didn't understand. Now go and break that down.
No shot. He's not going to do it.
There's no medicine for like to help with that.
He's not going to.
There's no medicine for arachnophobia either, right? The fear of spiders.
No
but the
shot.
point is that it's something that is diagnosable and it's a real disorder. And there's actually a book with all of the known mental ailments, you know, and experts have put this book together and they'll remove things out of the book.
Buddy, I cannot allow more time to generic statements. Nothing makes me more upset than generic statements. And I told y'all what people do. When someone's generic, you get specific in detail. If they don't go to your new detailed information, they revert back to being generic like Major, Mind, and Soul just did now. After what I just clearly broke down to him, show him how he's either fucking too stupid to realize what I said when I made it abundantly clear, or he came in too late and made a negative assumption without knowing me. He reverted back to being generic to just blandly say he disagreed with what I said, when the one thing he put up that he disagreed with me, I broke his ass down easily on. I told y'all that's what people do.
When they've done a scientific paper that's peer reviewed and researches this, things go into the book and things come out of the book based on the experts agreeing that it's a real thing. So the term phobia is a medical diagnosis. It's not a colloquialism. So what I'm saying is that this has been politicized.
You can do this.
It's a misnomer that's used strategically for the advancement of.
Why your boy Saint and Sinner doesn't know he being trolled right now? Watch this shit.
The leftist agenda. Do you understand?
Yeah, no, that's a fair assessment. But I just
it's like an abuse of language. I'm saying that the left often abuses language to take their advantage.
Where's the link? Oh, here.
For example, they have everyone.
I feel like it's going to crash. I let all you guys in, but
gender from relationships, which is fine if you're an LGBTQ person, but if you're a heterosexual person and 97% of human beings are practicing heterosexuality, then that's not something that we need to have force on us.
Yeah. So I mean, but there's fears there's like a phobia for basically everything. So there's like a phobia.
No, there's not a phobia for everything.
There's like a phobia for like explanations. There's like phobia for like explanations. So people will try to dodge explanations, kind of like you tried to dodge the NFT thing earlier.
No, was that the actual point, or was the point of like, were you scamming? Was the point of like, were you?
So the point was
no, really, the point.
He did it. Hey, man.
He really wanted to catch you in a lie. So you tried skipping it and trying to
move on to the next point. That's the problem, is that I asked him if he was scamming.
He's so afraid he already got the next person coming in. That motherfucker heart beat fast when he hear the word NFT. I just start itching and shit. Oh my God, not now, not again.
Still haven't answered yet. One second,
One second, man. I asked him if he was scamming, and to avoid.
I love fucking with you because you're a perfect example of a hardhead motherfucker. When I go and I tell people, when you come with an idea and your idea is just prove that I'm wrong, right? Instead of inversing in conversation with me, you make yourself look fucking stupid. So I'm open to continue to make you look stupid. So shall we continue, motherfucker? Major Mind and Soul said, you literally said Saint should go live and explain what an NFT is. Why? It never mattered according to you, correct? The point was never about the nature of NFTs. He should go live and explain what an NFT is because of his own words. Your boy words at the beginning of this, he said, your background should matter. You as a person should matter. So if you put yourself out here and you say, I went to a conference and I literally teach NFTs and I taught people how to start it from a command prompt, which literally is fucking impossible. At that point, he has entered a new fucking category where he needs to explain this shit because that's impossible. And my example was, it's like me saying, if I hit the enter button on Microsoft Word, the enter button will go to another line. We all know that. If a motherfucker know you can start an NFT from a command prompt, he should be upset. He should easily be able to explain this. But he went to a community where they know that that's horseshit. So now he's caught in a fucking lie. And he embarrassed the fuck out of himself so much that he took the video down. So wouldn't you think it would be, prudent for his reputation to go live and explain this horseshit that he said? Now that's subjective once we get to that point. So we can stop right there because you like this motherfucker nuts so much. You think that it's not. But I don't want to go and continue to follow motherfucker man where it appears to me he said a blatant fucking lie and don't know what he's talking about. Running from every person that comes on there, running from every time it comes up and never explaining it. I also said that Destiny, because to me, he made his definition too technical. I'm a smart motherfucker. I understood what Destiny meant, but I don't think Destiny put it in a way that regular people could. So I also said when Destiny go live, he should go live and say a dumbed down version of what he meant if he cares to clarify and not look like a fucking scam artist. You see how I'm unbiased to both men? While you hang on the nuts of one man and say that a man can say something so ignorant in front of all these people, you don't care that he bring it up? My nigga, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Saying, yes, Marquette, I said don't do it. It's bad. And then I turned around and tried to sell them.
Oh, you know
instead
this
of
guy
having to admit that, he starts going down the path of what is.
I wouldn't give two fucks if he reposts a live. I'm not going to flag it or anything if he posts a live, because if he posts a live, then he's going to hear what I'm saying, and then let's see what he answers what I say. Why do I care? Because you guys go based upon you. You're scared little motherfuckers. Like, I don't have an enemy. Saint and Sinner's not my enemy. If he goes live and he can answer that shit, then that will be fucking great. What do you mean? What do you say? He's going to roast and do all of this stuff, man? I've been on YouTube for 12 fucking years. If I wanted to, I can debate back and have fun and clown and shit. But at the end of the day, I find it more potent to just bypass all the childish shit and stay on subject, bruh. You said this shit. You said you taught conferences. It should be easy for you to explain what an NFT is and show us how you made an NFT from a command prompt. Should be easy, right? Why would I care if he reposted? I'm reposting his shit. He can repost my shit. I wouldn't care.
It's an NFT, which is going to get me to talk. No, we're not going to do that again. We're going to have you answer the question.
Oh,
there's some diversity in here.
There we go.
Patrick, how are you?
Patrick.
Hey, how are you?
What up, Patrick?
Yeah, just sort of piggybacking off of the sort of homophobia discussion that you're having. Would you say that it's sort of like an ideology instead of like an actual real thing?
The word itself constitutes an ideology, or those who use it?
Yeah, those who use it. They're sort of like trying to indoctrinate people into an ideology.
So I think it's the most people who are using the word are just the followers. Mm-hmm. There were people who are a lot more intelligent than the followers who created a discourse, which is they've constructed language to push forward a given agenda. So they strategically define the word, and now everyday folks are using it. For example, I know Christians and Muslims who, instead of saying husband and wife, they say partner. The word partner has been a creation of that, LGBT group, which is very clever, and that's some of the best.
Oh no, load it up, guys!
In the world,
load up, dude! I want to make NFTs out of this fucking YouTube channel. I want to sell it for $5,000.
They created it, and everyone else is just following it.
Yeah,
and it's been pushed out.
It's something that I've sort of noticed. It almost feels like a sort of like pyramid scheme where like, for example, I got into Destiny because I had a really big fan of his as a friend. And so he sort of introduced me to his ideology and all of that. And part of that was, the homophobia and trying to indoctrinate me into it. And one way that he did it, it was like really subtle, but I didn't really think about it, is do you know what boba tea is by chance?
Yeah, I think it's a tea that has a large straw and like balls at the bottom.
Yeah, balls at the bottom, exactly. And so he was, in my mind, he was kind of trying to almost like turn me into like a sort of like, not to get into sort of red pill talking points, but like almost like a beta, where he was like giving me tons of sugar, because that's basically all boba tea is. It's just sugar, like balls at the bottom. And after thinking about it, I realized that he was trying to indoctrinate me into like the sort of like pro idea of homophobia as like an ideology, instead of like trying to be like an actual friend and look out for me. And so I told him like, enough tea, like NFT, like NFT, like what is an NFT? What is an NFT?
Real quick, can you guys stop trying to join the
NFT. They fucking them up. Oh man, anybody can repost whatever they want to, man. Nobody should, you know what I'm saying? I want to be clear. I flag. But that's when you come at my motherfucking family or some shit like that right there. But like on fucking topics and anybody can post anybody's shit. Y'all, hey, he fucked them up. NFT. Well, yo, watch the next one, yo.
Chat because it's full and it keeps on popping up. So if you guys can remove, stop trying to join. It's kind of like blocking my view.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Talk to me.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for a lot of the work that you do actually on here, because I used to be a Destiny fan, but I learned that it was actually kind of silly because that's actually a girl's name. So I don't know. It seemed really feminine of him to like do that type of stuff online. Okay. And I really think that a lot of the indoctrination that he does online is just really pathetic. I think it's really ridiculous. And he actually also doesn't know what an NFT is. So I was wondering if you could explain it to me.
These guys are awesome. I like these guys.
Oh shit! Hey. I don't never try to pretend something I ain't, bro. I don't know what the fucking NFT is. I don't ever try. Like when you try to make an effort, like I'm just so perfect, I know everything. Just be honest, and you wouldn't get yourself caught up in situations like this, man. That's all you got to do. Now they fucking with them.
Talk to me.
Oh, hey, Mark. All right, so I got the command prompt open. What command do I have to put into me?
So first. For example, if you want to say Solana, do you know how to generate Solana?
Solana? No. What command do I think?
Oh, silly buddy. Oh, we got a black one. This is good.
A black one?
Yeah.
What?
Destiny does. I don't know. I mean, did you see the Jesse Lee Peterson interview? You had to be asked a lot if he liked black people. So I'm sorry. I'm really starting to doubt if he does. No, seriously, I've been watching him for a very long time.
Facts.
And I followed a lot of things from
Facts are John, if I'm pronouncing your name right. Facts, man.
From his life, and now I'm actually really starting to doubt everything. So I don't know. But you mentioned Solana, right? That you can generate.
Generate Solana wallet. Do you know how to do that? Oh, damn, he actually dropped out.
Oh, hello. Sorry, am I on?
Yeah, you're on. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Hey, sorry, I have like no time for all these people who are like just trolling you and shit. I wanted to ask you because I actually I went to Berkeley.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, just to be clear, you're talking about like UC Berkeley, not like Berkeley College of Music, right? Because that's
unfortunately I don't have any musical talent.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, music school, like really.
Hey, I like your intro, Saints, and I like the little rap song, man.
I think like one thing I was kind of interested in because I did economics. I'm not sure what your education is. I don't really know that much about you, so I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
What did you study? I'm just curious.
I thought you had your question is what did I study?
He got a master of arts in like secondary education, by the way.
I mean, Berkeley's a really good school, so
I studied political science, which is honestly at Berkeley is the Berkeley School of Marx. It's not a degree that's of great use. And if I were to do it over again with guidance, I probably wouldn't study political science. I didn't find that it was very useful.
Did you ever do any like minors or anything like that?
No minors.
Minors?
No minors.
What about mining?
So for me, I actually had to drop my minor in like computer science. I had a lot of friends who were in blockchain at Berkeley.
Yeah.
And
wait, he dropped.
You got a quicker one?
Hello?
Yeah, you got a quicker question?
Oh, okay, yeah. So you were talking about like homophobia, right? Before?
Yeah.
What is this camera angle?
Okay, so you were talking about how it was part of like the liberal agenda, right?
Correct.
Hello?
Yeah. This is
like it's part of the liberal agenda, right?
Yeah.
I think actually, like even the way it's spelled, like there's the letter M, and then after the letter M, the letter N. So do you know what an NFT is?
This is good. You know what I like about this? It's a clear indication that the kind of folks that follow him they're gamers. I mean, they're gamers. They play video games, which is
they know what the fuck they talk about, man. You went to the wrong community trying to say that you know something about, well, allegedly. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you're going to come back and say something. I don't know how you're going to get around the command prompt thing, but like, You went to the wrong community, spouting something as a professional in it, and you dropped the ball, bro. You dropped the ball and you brought this up. This was your very first talking points after looking into details of his personal life, about his degree and his divorce. This was your very first. People gonna come with their strongest shit first, and this is the one that you showed the video on. You thought this was your strongest fucking thing, and it backfired on you because you did it to a community who know what the fuck they talking about. It's that simple.
Generally something that indicates you have a tremendous amount of free time, lack of meaning in your life, probably lack of relationships as well. And this is what they do. This is what they do. They got hella time. And it's silliness. And the worst part about it is that they tried to push out their guy as like being intelligent. We've seen that that's not the case. And we've seen that there's a lack of integrity there. And the sad thing about the fan concept is that based on being a fanatic, like you just won't, nothing will reach you. Nothing will reach you. And I don't expect it to. Like I wouldn't expect someone who engages in the kind of behaviors that he engages in to come back normal. It's not going to happen. And the funny thing too is I know that he was raised Catholic. He actually went to Catholic school, as an all boys school, which is, I'm wondering if something happened to him while he was there that kind of led him to this lifestyle.
The project.
I watch a lot of the Saint and Sinner. I watch Saint and Sinner, and I watch Destiny, right? From how I watch him and his bravado and how confident he is, I see it gone. You know, I don't see a very confident person right now because I think he's realizing how not only this is going to look, but I think he was happy at first. I got a guy with a million subscribers. The bad side to that is you got a guy with 1 million subscribers. You thought it would increase your views, but you would have to just like you would proverbially have to win in what you're saying. And you said something that now these millions of people are going to come at you on and clip this, so it kind of backfire. I don't see the same bravado. Also, again, you got to look at the audience that's watching you, man. Like, I don't think that is good to go to a blind insinuation to say that because he went to an all-boys school, there's a probability that something sexual misconduct happened to him, when that has nothing to do with any of your viewpoints that came up. It wouldn't matter if something happened to him or not. What would that have to do with the subject at hand? And so when you do stuff like this, maybe to like a diehard fan of yours or something like that, it'll look cute, but it looks sad. It is not working the way that he thinks that is working. I think that he's just discombobulated. So Major Mind and Soul, in my subjective opinion, Destiny has 1 million followers. Saint and Sinner has 100,000. Saint and Sinner has removed this video from his channel. Destiny still has his video on his channel. So the video that's up of their debate, Destiny has put in his reasoning as to why those two clips look the way that they look. In my opinion, he should have dumbed it down a little bit more. But to millions of people, his reasoning is in there. So in my subjective opinion, when you pit that clip and making Destiny look bad, and this guy saying that he taught NFTs to people and showed them how to do it in seminars around the world, and he taught them how to do it with the command prompt, and he's running away and getting clowned. Remember, this is only on Destiny's channel. The video is down. He hid it on his channel. In my subjective opinion, Saint and Sinner is going to come off looking far more worse than Destiny on this subject of NFTs. There's no reason to go back and forth with you about it because it is subjective. But from looking at the comments, just even on my side, and I showed the last video I put on my channel, I broke down Destiny. I played his clip. I paused him and showed people what Destiny wrong. on a whole other video. So I'm not a Destiny dick rider. I show what he was wrong in this video. I'm showing all points of where I subjectively think these men were wrong. I subjectively think these men are right. And with my audience knowing I don't have a dog in the fight and I'm not a fan of both of them, I watch both for entertainment value. My audience is laughing and clowning Saint and Sinner. They're not clowning Destiny, because not only did they get the breakdown, I went ahead and did the dumbed down version where anybody can understand what he meant on that. So in my opinion, and to follow up, to support my statements, you can look at the comments on the side. You can look at the comments on these YouTube channels. Saint and Sinner came out far worse than Destiny. So
reaction is so strong with this guy.
I'm so far back right now.
Oh,
trying to type other stuff. Yes.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I told people to send it Cash App or PayPal if they want.
Fair enough.
No, carry on.
Well, you're popping them up or you're catching up?
This guy is obsessed with my dick and sexuality. Fanatic, get the fuck out of my chat, you piece of shit. Go away, you fucking loser.
Yeah.
Shun
The
him.
funny
Shun
thing
Mr.
too
Fanatic.
is that, you know, people are really psychotic because the whole point about him being a fraud and selling something he doesn't believe in, like no one wants to talk about that. That's the brilliant part that you guys got to be scared.
Yo, I just finally read the whole comment. Caliber said, when you look at the word ineptitude, the root is inept, right? Which essentially means you aren't good enough. One could easily assume that derives from NFT. What's an NFT, John?
Scared of. And that's why we're in a particularly dangerous era. He literally tried to scam you, the fan, but nobody wants to talk about that. It's actually quite a brilliant thing. Let's go through a little bit of data real quick. I find this stuff to be hilarious. There's actually a recent study, and I wanted to talk to him about this, but he doesn't want to talk about any of these issues because he doesn't like the facts. He doesn't like science, none of it. There's actually a recent study came out of Johns Hopkins University, my alma mater. And this study, this report actually called Sexuality and Gender, findings from the biological, psychological, and social sciences, which is, that's a lot of sciences. It states that there is no gay gene. And in the absence of a gay gene, this is really important because most of the folks who engage in his lifestyle, they try to say that they were born that way. That's really like the way out of explaining what trauma kind of guided them to this kind of deviant sexual behavior. So in the absence of having a gay gene, then they have to acknowledge what that trauma was. One of the things I found to be very remarkable during my time at Johns Hopkins University is that two things. Number one, Dr. Ben Carson, smarter than all of us combined, he said that there's no gay gene, said that a long time ago. And
so I'm going to critique Destiny. I'm doing it directly for you because I disagree with your statement, major, minor. So you said, to be fair, I do think the conversation all in all was fairly useless. I think they both went off the rails a bit. So Destiny should have answered on that live, not put it on his channel, put an old clip where he should have just simply, like I said earlier, if you would have watched the first thing out of his mouth, he should have just said why those clips didn't match each other. That's what I would have done. I've already went into great detail. That's number one, what I think that Destiny should have done. Number two, Destiny should have addressed the DEFCON to black people or black men comment on there. Destiny's gonna say he didn't hear it because he had him muted, which was kind of convenient. And then right when Saint and Sinner was about to go in again, as soon as he said the word racist, Destiny muted him again. Coincidence or he did it on purpose? It was up to your opinion, but I think that he should have answered both of those. Now, with that being said, your last sentence, you said, I think they both went off the rails a bit. Where did Destiny go off the rails? This essentially ended it when he started asking him about NFTs. That's not off the rails. And that was the actual subject. That was that's not off the rails. And then we learned some new information. Would you not have wanted to know if you were watching the guy that he said that he teaches seminars on NFTs and he teaches his audience how to do it off the command prompt, which you can't do? Would you have wanted to know that information if someone said that? Because we found out that information because Destiny simply asked him what's an NFT. And instead of him explaining what it is, he explained that he taught NFTs, making him a professional in his mind. But then he goes and says something that's impossible. So where did Destiny go off the rails?
And then number two, a lot of the nurses I work with were telling me about the incontinence of some of the older gentlemen that they were serving. And then number three, a lot of the people in the psychiatry field that I would talk to would say that every time they encountered someone who's engaging in these sexually deviant behaviors, there was always a situation where they were sexually abused in childhood. And one thing that an older gentleman had told me that I thought was really insightful.
Now, what makes me effective? I will troll the shit out your ass. But before I troll the shit out your ass, I'm going to answer the question. I see nothing wrong with Destiny clowning him and playing the piano. I'll explain why. Because the majority of this video, the first beginning, was full of ad hominem attacks from Saint and Sinner and full of insults. If someone sit up there and tries to insult your life, do all of this ad hominem attacks that does not matter anything at all to a debate, how would I get mad if a motherfucker start clowning him and play the piano? The only difference between me and Destiny, I would have instantly answered the question. Then I would have clowned his ass. Then I would have brought it right back and asked him what an NFT was.
Well, he said, Marquette, the reason that they have this story about being born that way is because they suppress the trauma. And they don't want to have to talk about the reality of, hey, when I was 2 years old, my own father did this to me, or my uncle did this to me. And so rather than talk about that pain and that unfortunate happening, they'd much rather just say, I was born this way, because then there's no explanation required. And I thought that was quite remarkable. And then when you look at all of the data on pedophilia, you find that it's overwhelmingly homosexual, which also speaks to that same reality. And one of the greatest efforts of the LGBTQ is to lie about the origins of their behavior.
But y'all notice something that Destiny just did. and that's why you should not be pompous. And that one clip of Destiny playing that piano right there is a beautiful thing to learn. Talk about what you know and what you feel and why you feel the way you feel, instead of pretending that you're pompous and you just know every piece of information on earth. Once you do that and you lie, you open yourself up for critique. So Destiny just played a piano from a YouTube channel, and the first thing he said, instead of Destiny being pompous, be like, bitch, I'm great at the piano. I can play every goddamn key in the world. If he decided to play every key in the world and then played that clip for y'all, and then he would not have been able to play it, or he'd played it off key and played it very wrong, he'd have made himself look stupid. But Destiny played that piano key, heard it, and said, nah, that's too complicated. That's all you have to do. You wouldn't have these problems on the internet. Don't pretend you know something that you don't know. Just simply be yourself. Make it a point to engage in discussion and conversation, instead of making it a point to be superior, to try to cut a person down on 100% of every fucking topic. Because while there's some things I disagree with Destiny on, things I disagree with Saint and Sinner on, I started this stream telling y'all what I like about them and what I do agree with them on. It's really that simple.
To be clear, I did mess you and I told you how I felt before I made the video, right? Yeah, I saw that you're an asshole.
Psychological origin.
Bitch.
Then they lie about, pedophilia being.
When I get invited to the cookouts, you're not coming to my cookouts.
Disproportionately occurring at the hands of homosexual male. These guys aren't really homosexual. It's about dominance.
There's gonna be a big sign. No fanatic allowed.
Whether it's about dominance or not, it's still guy on guy. And so there's a lot of lies going on. And the thing about this movement of sexual perversion.
I mean, I don't know shit about NFTs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't get caught and fucked up on that subject. So I'm not trying to be pompous and act like I know it all. I don't know shit, but it sounds like something I'll be interested in learning, because it sounds a little complex. And I like learning complex things, but I'm not going to put myself out here as a know-it-all. I, John Rhymes, don't know shit about NFTs.
Diversity and sexual
Anna added
freedom,
me as a friend again.
You have to ask yourself, what does it lead to? You also have to
what
ask
is my
yourself,
life right now?
If
what are we
everything
doing?
is okay, where do we stop? The problem.
What is going on, guys? This guy's an actual bot. You know that, like, if I engage with enough of these people, I'm gonna feel fucking insane. I already feel a little bit insane. Like
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that, Solo TV 84. That's what I try to do. Like, I had a superpower of not caring about this particular channel, and that superpower is I'll talk about anything. You'll come on here, I like battle raps, or I'll review a battle. And then all of a sudden I'll come up here and talk about Black American culture and politics. I'm gonna put up a video breaking down the fight with Adesanya that's coming up. Shit, is that tomorrow? Is that fucking tomorrow? They did a countdown. If that was tomorrow, then that means that it would have been a weigh-in. It would have been a weigh-in. But I'm going to talk about that because I know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I wrote many articles for different mixed martial arts websites. You know, that's the things I'm into. I come on here and talk about things that I'm into. I am into debates. I've always been into debates. When I first came on YouTube 12 years ago, I used to sit on here and watch a Jewish a rabbi debate a Christian pastor. I watch a Muslim priest debate a secular person, an atheist. I just like to see contrasting ideas, and it taught me a lot about life. Because let me tell y'all, this shit y'all be seeing with these people debating each other, you know where you most see it in your regular life? In your relationship with your girl or boyfriend. A lot of the shit with the ad hominem attacks and the gaslighting, when you get into a bad negative relationship, you realize the relationship problem is, instead of having the focus of I want to sit down and listen to you and learn what the issue is because I love you and I want to give you go into this with your defense, and you go into this and you just want to tell the other person what they do bad. And if they disagree at any point, you feel like they're not listening to you. Most of these debates these people go through, you see it mainly in your relationship, at hard times in your relationship, or you see it in friendships. A lot of friendships break up. It's the same tactics that people use when they debate. If you just clear your mind and don't care to be evil or have an agenda, that you just want to listen and have a discussion, it could work out a lot better. So on this channel here, I didn't think a lot of people would watch because a lot of people don't know these guys from the kind of content that I put up here. I didn't give a fuck. I like watching shit like this, so I spoke on it. And I like pointing people in direction that could help them when they encounter a situation like this in their life.
I engage with some of these people. I can't tell if most of you are normal or if you guys are fucking crazy too. Who the fuck would sit and watch this shit? This shit is unreal. He's an actual fucking robot. And he's got a high degree. He's got a master's. It's a kind of a funny degree, but it's a master's nonetheless. The fuck is happening? The real question is, how do my neighbors...
Can you do me a favor, Solo TV, and I'll put the comment up here. Could you make 2 comments for me? If you know, because I know you say you deal with crypto and stuff. I don't know how much you are into NFTs, but could you explain how NFTs, the command prompt is just totally dubious, and then make a second comment, like dumb it down? If you could, I don't know how much you know about it, but if so, could you explain that for my audience? And I'll post a comment if you can.
Feel about all of this? I can't even tell you, Melina. I don't know
how to make NFTs and utilize NFTs.
And there's also video footage. That's why it's a waste of my time. It's a petty insult. You can literally watch video footage. You'll purchase conference.
Okay, I'm gonna try to rebuild the bridge.
You'll literally see us.
I'm gonna try to rebuild the bridge with this guy. I'm gonna do this.
People asking the question
can we skip this guy? No. I'm going to try to rebuild the bridge. Okay? I'm going to try to rebuild the bridge.
So it's just a total waste of time. It's like speaking Spanish to someone who only knows English. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, we can do this.
The true issue you should ask yourself is why would the guy say that it's a fraud and then start selling them to you? That's the question that he didn't want to answer. And you have to ask yourself, if someone's in a debate or they're in an interview or a conversation, why don't they want to answer the question?
NFT. Oh yeah, NFT. That guy hodored him.
They're trying to escape. They're trying to distract, and we won't have it.
Okay, Jamie says all of his fans look like victims of bullying / incels.
Absolutely, incels. I mean, that's what gamers are at the end of the day. They're incels. That's what gamers are.
We have Vilkin said, Marquette, tell a story in your book about this gay gene.
Oh, man. And I don't want to get them too deep, but yes, in the black box, and that just reminded me, because I actually just saw this piece over here. In this book, there's a great story if you want to understand a real narrative of a guy who was...
There's no way you can throw up a 900 before
practicing homosexuality in a ghetto long time ago when it was not very
How much should I bet this guy's anti-Semitic too?
He taught me a lot, but he also gave me a unique perspective. So definitely recommend checking that out. You can get the black box on Amazon.
He's not going to bring Destiny on no more. It's pretty much over at this point in the video. He's not going to bring nobody else on. It's pretty much over with, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. Been here for a while. I am off today, so I want to go and enjoy my day and catch up since I just got back into town. Yeah, what do you mean when you say cap? Gamers or incels? What do you mean when you say super cap, man? It's long to explain, but NFTs are minted or created on a blockchain. Blockchain, a public ledgers that are privatized, i.e. Ethereum, Solana, Binance. The coding part I'm not familiar with. Gaming community about to barrage Saint something bad. Yeah, that's it. Solo TV 84. Y'all go subscribe to him if y'all want to know more about this shit in detail, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to subscribe to him too. He said, I did mint my own NFT on the site where you can just upload your pictures and they mint it on the blockchain, making it into a NFT. Even from that example right there, I can pretty much easily see that it's not from a command prompt. Is that English? Yeah, because I remember when I was watching this part, Destiny starts playing this game that sounds like drums, and that shit was aggravating. But it's not much, pretty much left on here. I'll put the link up, or you can just type in Destiny. He's a really popular YouTuber, so y'all can go check him out. I think he got multiple channels, if I'm not mistaken. NFTs will not get you rich. I think that's the point that Destiny was trying to make. He was just trying to say, don't sell people NFTs. And a lot of them saying that if you get this, you're going to be super rich. He's saying that's the portion that's scamming. And he said that he's selling the NFTs. He's not doing that. He's not lying to his people. He's not trying to tell them that they're going to get rich off of it. Yeah. But hey, man, I don't even know about crypto or any of that shit. You know, you're like, that's another thing too. You can look like you're extremely intelligent and have no holes in your game if you simply stick to talking about only what you know. Because you're never talking about, like me. When I went to the Boys and Girls Club growing up, I looked amazing in the game room because when I went to the game room, I only played ping pong and I was fucking Forrest Gump in ping pong. I never went to go try to play pool. If I'd have tried to play pool, I would look fucking crazy because I don't know how to play pool. I just stuck to what I know and stuck to what I'm good at. So if at any time you see me in the game room, I'm looking professional as hell because I'm only doing the shit that I'm good at. You know? Now, I'm not saying that if somebody take it out of context, be like, oh, you never learn anything new. I'm just saying, like, I'm not going to be a pompous asshole and pretend like I know every single thing because you're going to set yourself up for failure. So you be like, oh, John's smart. John can debate anybody and anything. Oh, John, come on this channel right here. They're talking about crypto. Watch John get in there and tear their ass up. John going to get in that room and say, I don't know nothing about crypto. I don't know shit about it. I know it's a new stadium. Go by that. I don't know shit about it. So you're not going to see me get destroyed in debate because I'm not in a debate because I'm not going to sit up there and pretend I know something that I don't know. And when I do talk about something I do know, yeah, I'm very credible in those areas. So since I'm very credible in those areas, you oftentimes see me and probably you say like John's intelligent. But I don't like getting into stuff that I don't know. This is solo. This is my crypto channel. So, okay, so I'm going to come back to this when this live is put up. And then I'm going to go to the timestamps. I know this is near the end because I'm getting ready to get off. And I'm going to follow you on both your channels. So make sure y'all follow Solo on Solo TV 84 right here. And then on the channel where he talks about crypto. And appreciate that donation. Follow him on Trendsetter Crypto TV. And we got a fan of Saint in the Center. Shout out to the fan of the Saint in the Center. I don't dislike either of these guys. I don't think this particular. And look, Saint in the Center, Video Academics, awesome. He ripped DJ Academics to fucking shreds. And the topics that he was talking about was on point. That's good for him. On this particular video where he calls out Destiny, I don't think that this was a good look. But I don't dislike either guy. I have no beef with either guy. Caliber. Just because I put that link out there, I realized if anybody clicked the link, we'll be able to see my phone number because they can hop in and see the private chat. So email me right there at the email at the top, and then I'll shoot you my phone number, my boy. Yeah, right. He could have just said, I don't know what NFTs are, but it's kind of hard to say that if you're saying that you teach NFT. I say EFT, NFT seminars. Oh, he said, don't follow Solo TV. This is the channel that he does comments on. Only follow Trendsetter. Great, because I know how to find this channel at the end of my stream. So only follow Trendsetter Crypto TV. Destiny said he's going to expose Saint and Center for being a scammer fraud. Wow. Listen, that's what I was saying, man. Like when that small YouTuber made a video, I was thinking like, he'll be all right and nothing big gonna happen. But the biggest thing I was worried about for Saint and Center, what if a bigger YouTuber found out this information? I'm not the smartest by far, and in my real life, I'm very quiet listening to people, and I surround myself with people who I think are vastly intelligent. I love to be around people who are smart. I never want to be the smartest person in the room. I love learning. I don't have an agenda to come out here and purposely try to bash somebody or throw my weight around, because I've been on YouTube long enough and I know what happens in those situations. So you got to be careful when you come out here like that, man. Oh, I know the last thing I want to say. Only one thing I wanted to critique Saint and Center on that I can't believe nobody ever said. And it's just real. There's some real shit. One of the things the Saint and Center likes to do, he likes to point out that he doesn't monetize his videos. And he said every time he says this, I just look at his audience and be like, why are y'all falling for this? So he's saying you can watch his videos. He's not here for the money, because how can he be here for the money if they're not monetized? But he's getting super chats. I want y'all to think about it like this right here. So why does it matter if your video is monetized or not? I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. What's wrong is his reasoning. If your video isn't monetized, but you're getting super chats, you'll still get money from YouTube, bro. It's still the same shit. So when you go live, like, you're gonna make more money on super chats, and I'll explain it. Let's say Saint in the Center does a video and it gets 3,000 views. On the 21st, when YouTube pay out at 3,000 views, what are you gonna get? Like $20 maybe? You're not gonna get that much money. But if that same live that you don't have monetized and I get that $20, if people are donating you $99 on Super Chat, $50 on Super Chat here, $20 on Super Chat here, and you're live for 3 some odd hours, you got way more money than you would have got it even if you would have monetized the video anyway. So I just don't understand. Like, I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with not monetizing your channel, but to say that this makes you like, that's proof that I'm here for other reasons and I'm not here for the money. Well, it's really not, because you're making a killing on super chats, and that's good. I don't count no man pockets. Shout out to Saint and Center for making the money. I'm talking about his reasoning. Like, that shit is fucking crazy to me that no one has ever said that. I'm just sitting there like, why has nobody say that shit? If you really don't care, turn off the super chats and then don't monetize your video. I don't think that's gonna happen. But that's the last thing I want to say, man. Y'all hold it down. I'll be on here next time. And shout out to both gentlemen.